At least this time
Back to
around, the last time gets to be done by Brian, assuming he remembers anything.
I remember what happened last time. At the very least, at the very end.
Well, I
So is
mean,
that my cue to start into the recap?
you can do the recap, yes.
Okay. Ah! Microphone hit me in the face. Welcome back to Shadows of Gradiriel, ladies and gentlemen. Last we left off, we set off to rescue our missing companion, Oak, kicked some ass, rescued Oak, went into a cave, and discovered a bunch of creepy shit, mostly zombies and zombie hands and other such not ideal things, in which Oak's kidnapper had fled. After accidentally setting off a trap that deafened us for 4 minutes, said kidnapper escaped, and we eventually located the magic circle he used to escape and some of his shit, including a journal. We broke the magic circle and then departed the cave to rest for a little while outside so I could get my spell slots back and so we could all heal up some of our lost hit points. From there, we asked Oak to tell us a little bit about this Noro, this kidnapper, former ally, friend, family something of his that had turned into a foul, insane necromancer with some sort of warlockian ties to, I'm assuming, a Fae individual. And that then eventually started spiraling into an argument between Locke and Riven, which wound up leaving both of them feeling very out of it. And then Riven got up and walked away for reasons that I personally cannot wrap my head around. And that's where we left off.
She's grumpy and does not want to deal with anyone's shit at the moment.
I mean, yeah.
Because she made a mistake, okay? And she doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah, she'll come around, I'm sure. Will she at least come back on just her walk thingy?
I don't know. Will she?
If she doesn't, then you're gonna have to make a new character.
I don't think she'll wander away that far.
You don't know where she went. I just said she wandered off.
She's right there on the bottom of the map. I can see her. Boop.
That's because I didn't. Oh my god.
We're just giving you shit. It's all right.
We are. I mean, personally, I adore Riven. Riven's a fun character.
Look, I'm just gonna go back and finish my taco. You guys can start.
Okay.
Yes.
Hit me, oh Dungeon Master. What is going on?
Yes. So you pretty much hit the nail on the head for all the stuff that went on. Other than glossing over the fact that the layer that this warlocky necromancery person was from was also Oak's old home, or some variation of his old home.
I actually forgot that detail, so yes, thank you for the clarification.
Mm-hmm. And with that, it was, I think, the plan to perhaps go back inside and finish off.
The plan was short rest and then go back in to clear out the zombies, yes.
Yes. And as it stands, Riven has wandered off, and Oak is sitting near the tree. He had somewhat wandered off as well. It was less of an argument for him and more of a sort of a
awkwardly sit there and listen to those two shouting back and forth.
Well, he had a realization about the party that he didn't necessarily had pick up on initially, and that is that we're all, in some variety, at least to ourselves, cowards. So
we're all fucking broken is what we are.
Indeed.
Well, you take enough broken things, you slap them together with some glued duct tape and maybe a little bit of elbow grease, and who knows, maybe you'll get something that's kind of charming in a kind of ramshackle kind of way. That's why we like rustic houses. They're shit, but they're charming.
Indeed. How many hit dice are you rolling to get back, Riven? Good grief.
I meant 3, but my mouse just double clicked, so I'm gonna take that 9.
So you intended for 3.
Yeah.
Alright.
I apologize if it looks like 4. I didn't mean that last one.
So.
You know what? I totally forgot that it's actually possible to spend more than one hit die to replenish.
Yeah.
So
You could theoretically spend as many as you want in an individual short rest. It's just you have your limited amount of your level per long rest. So
right, all right, and just so we're clear, just so I remember this properly, we're level 6 now, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And Oak was what did I put Oak's HP? I can't even remember. I think I decided that he had used a little bit of hit dice too, so I should probably roll his. Oh hey.
Damn. Locke is maxing out all his rolls.
And I am back up to max HP. My new max HP of 35.
Hey.
Yay.
Totally not becoming squishy.
I'm still squishier than the rest of you.
You still are.
All right, so yeah, Locke is just kind of sitting around, just waiting for Riven to come back because he's not going in there right now.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So
What are Oak and Yong up to?
Oak is sitting by the tree, and he seems to be, at least from Locke's perspective, if Locke looks over at him, he just seems to be somewhere between contemplation and maybe a little bit of prayer. It's interesting, but Locke doesn't have necessarily any religious background, so I don't know if he'd necessarily be able to pick up on that.
He's agnostic.
Yeah. Young is just sort of resting up against the side of the mountain up top up here, near the cave itself, and she almost looks like she's asleep, but you're not quite sure because she's doing that whole leaning down, leaning against the wall thing.
If only how long has Riven been gone?
If only she had a hat, she'd just have it over her eyes, but she does not have a hat. Riven, I would assume that Riven's been gone for maybe, depending on what Sam wants to do with it. A normal short rest is like an hour. So,
yeah, you're still not back yet.
So yeah, Riven's been gone for pretty much most of the short rest. How now?
Though she's not back yet, then I'm going to pass the time by using minor illusion to create a hat over Yong's head. Just to complete the look.
Yeah, indeed. At least that's a cantrip. So.
Exactly, which is why I decided on that.
All right. So, Riven, how far away did you wander off? Exactly how you are on the map, or did you intend to go further?
Oh, further. Until they can't see me.
Oh. It is at the point in which you guys had made it to this cave, it was late afternoon. So at this point, it's probably just hitting a roughly 5 or 6, getting closer to sunset. You sort of see it off in the horizon, whichever way would be accurate for where the sun would set. And yeah, you're wandering off until they can't see you, or until you can't see them.
So.
I guess, yeah. Either way.
Okay.
Just
anything in particular you're doing?
nothing I'm willing to say at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Locke, give me a perception check.
Oh boy, I have no bonus in that. 19.
Oh, nice. So you're rolling really good today, apparently.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe
Maybe Riven took all the bad luck with her.
Thanks.
Sorry.
I could type straight.
I have no filter. Sometimes I just say stupid shit.
Okay. So, yeah. You, like, That's a decent roll in perception. So yeah, you hear a sort of like scuffling and moaning from inside of the cave.
I stand up. Heads up, something's coming for the cave entrance.
Oh. Young sits up and then she's like, "What's up with this hat? What?"
I dispel it. Sorry, I blush a little bit. I was just completing a mental image.
Oh,
Zombie.
okay. So Young is going to get into a fighting stance, and you say it loud enough for Oak to hear. Oak sort of opens his eyes and looks that way. And we have 2 zombies that are coming out of the cave. Huzzah.
Boy.
Let's roll some initiative early on here.
Doesn't Young get a surprise text when she's off to the side of the entrance?
She would, in theory, yeah. And Ribbon, you are not there to see all of this, so you're probably down here somewhere. Whee! But you can go ahead and roll initiative if you want. Your initiative was 20. Holy crap.
I don't know what it is. I'm just rolling well today.
Yeah. Young's gonna sort of attack him catty corner like that. This would be the first hit that they're going to get. So for her, because Assassinate, she gets its crit, assuming she hits. Which, with the 16, she totally does. So that's double the, yeah. He is going to hit it first for a total of 16, because double damage is fun. That, and then she's going to do Flurry of Blows and smack it again.
Because Rogue Monk is a
Because
lethal
Monk.
combination.
Yeah, because Rogue Monk.
What would you even call that? Would that be a ninja?
Something like
Is
that.
she technically a ninja?
That one missed.
Yes. She is a ninja.
That one missed, but she gets 2 hits, so it's okay. Rar. Boop. That'll hit. And 5. Okay.
21 damage total over that, right?
Yep.
Is the zombie down?
Nope.
It's probably about to be then. I am going to cast Shatter. Locke's gonna pull out his sickle with the arcane focus, can like hold it in front of him. I believe I picked an orb. Or a crystal.
Well, crystal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it'll glow brightly for a second, and behind the zombies, a deafening, shattering sound like exploding glass will be heard. A little pressure wave comes out in such a way that it'll explode behind the zombies, but so that it'll catch them, but not Yang. And they need to make Constitution saving throws.
Uh-huh. What's the DC on that?
14.
Uh,
The first guy definitely fucked it up.
yeah, I did. I'll count that though. That's a fail. It rolled a 4. It just rolled, added weird. There we go. Yep. Nope. Fail. Damage away.
Alright. Alright, so that is 17 damage to both of them.
Okay.
I assume the one that's already been pummeled gets liquefied.
Uh.
As in, like, I assume it's dead.
Yeah.
Alright.
So bye-bye that one. The other one takes 17.
And let's see here. I'm going to move over here, and that'll be my turn.
Okay.
Take some distance between myself and them because I am not getting close quarters.
This is the one that go poof.
Yep.
Riven, you do hear the big shatter sound from some odd spaces away. You're not that far away, and that thing's loud.
It's a loud thing. Boom, pressure wave and everything.
Okay.
And then there's Oak. Oak is going to go over this way. Sort of steal himself a little bit. And then Guiding Bolt. Roar. Spell attack is a +7.
Wow.
Good grief, Oak. But that does hit.
Is that because zombies have fucking low AC? Good.
Indeed it is. It's casting it at level 1. Not using a high level spell right now. Because he didn't get his spell slots back whenever shenanigans happened. And that is 4d6 of damage.
Radiant.
Does it add it doesn't add a spell attack modifier at the end, does it?
I don't think so, no.
Boop. Really? Okay.
Pretty sure it's still enough to kill it.
Nope.
Oh?
Nope. No, it was 17 and 10. Not quite. But it is glowing. And it is going to wander its way over here to Yang. Because Yang is closer.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Nice.
I just got crit hit. Oh no.
You did just get critted. So 8. Yang get hit for 8. Raven, you heard the loud boom. Do you coming this way?
No.
No. Okay.
I was like, the healer's over there. They're fine.
Alrighty. So. Young smack.
You just got slapped by a zombie. She's gonna punt it right back.
Indeed. Which technically has advantage, I just forgot, so. Because Guiding Bolt. The 12 hits. 5 damage. Okay. So, Young punches it, and it clearly looks as if it's going to go down, because she's like punching it into the like into the ground, and it just comes up at her again, and she's just like flurry of blows. Stay down.
Alright, because zombies can get up after you hit them down, right?
Yep. That'll hit. Mm-hmm. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nope. That time it's down.
Oof.
And, yeah. Dead zombie. And Young's like, getting the, like, grime and decay and crap off of the end of her claws and stuff. She's, eat zombies. Ugh.
You alright? You got a slap on you.
Yeah, I'm fine. Didn't even faze me hardly.
Oh, good.
So are we gonna go back in here, or are we heading back to town, or what are you thinking?
I mean, I still want to go in and clear it out. But at the same time, I think we should probably wait for Riven. I mean, I imagine she's coming back.
I would hope so. What's the range on your, you know, spelly way to talk to people and stuff?
I'll sort
'Cause
of, so it's
I'm ready to go back in there if you guys are. So
its range isn't the best in the world. About maybe 40 yards, 120 feet, somewhere in that range.
you have the general in his message. Normal spell, like it would take a spell slot to do. I'm assuming.
It's a cantrip, but I need my book to cast it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Young's like, she sort of looks to Oak, and Oak's, well, we can sit here and wait and hope she comes back and no more zombies come out, or we can message her, see what she's got on her mind, and well, we could just head on out. I mean, we don't necessarily have to go back in there and clear out. We know he's not in there, and we know he can't come back.
I leave it up to you in this particular instance, Oak. This is more your personal stuff than mine.
I didn't really find what I was looking for in there, but at the same time, it didn't look like what I was wanting was even there. So maybe the zombies tore it up and it was in amongst all the cloth and crap that was in tatters. Yeah. Let's just head back.
All right. One thing first. I'm going to position myself directly in front of the cave entrance here, and I'm going to see if I can make an Eldritch Blast strong enough that if I were to, like, blast the top of the cave entrance, I could make it cave in. Because I want to seal the undead inside. Let them decay to death.
That's interesting.
Can I do that, or is my Eldritch Blast not powerful enough for such a thing? I mean, it's a cantrip, so I can rock it several times if I need to.
It's 1d10 damage, right?
I believe so, yes.
Just 1d10 and doesn't have any bonuses on it?
It says here 1d10 plus 3 for me.
Oh. Right, yeah, it wouldn't use your full attack mod. It doesn't use your
It uses my charisma bonus.
Yeah, it just uses your charisma bonus. How many eldritch? It is a cantrip. How many blasts would you be willing to try?
Let's go with 5 and see what happens.
Okay, so roll for me 5 spell attacks and 5 damage rolls with Eldritch Blast.
So we have 5, 8, 5, 13, and 11.
Okay. It sort of takes you a couple of tries. This particular stone here was not necessarily, like, it was rather solid, but you can, launch and get debris and stuff to where you could somewhat effectively seal it off. You're not necessarily making it to where people can't see that it's a hole, so that people from the outside might be able to still quote unquote investigate it or something like that. But as far as any zombies getting past it and going on out, most likely not.
In that case, then, I will take one of the 10 sheets of parchment that I have, and in combination with my ink pen and bottle of ink, I will write down "Don't enter dead" inside, and then just stick that to the rocks.
That works.
All right. And
All
with
right,
that
then.
done, I'll turn and say, all right, shall we?
Yeah, let's head back. Kiriko, I guess?
Yeah, it's closest.
Alright.
I'll sort of take out my sickle, hold the crystal up to my mouth almost like a microphone, and cast message and see if I can ping Riven with it. It's 120-foot range, so
I don't see her having wandered off that far. Are you within 120 feet, Riven? What you think? I'll leave it up to you. You could even flip a coin if you want. Or roll a dice.
Sure, why not?
Sound so enthused.
Just waiting.
All right. So, the cave's closed off. We're heading back to Karakul. It's the closest town. We can rest there. Meet us on the way. And then I'll close it off and see if she wants to utter any kind of reply, because you can respond to this message.
You kind of can't help but say that.
Mm-hmm. That's all she says.
Okay.
That's a nice little confirmation.
Oh, she said, so I have no idea what to think right now. Let's just go. I'm tired and I could use a nap.
Alright. So you head on back.
Yeah.
And we make our way back to Karakul. Does Ribbon meet up with the party along the way?
She's like on their path, like already just sitting there playing fetch with Dallas.
All right.
And we make our way back to Karakul. Does anybody say anything on the way to Karakul? Is there an awkward silence for what would be effectively late evening?
How long is the trek back to the town?
A little over an hour and a half or so. Somewhere around there.
All right. Then about halfway there, I'll Havelock kind of somewhat timidly come up to Riven's side. Hey, I'm sorry for shouting at you earlier like that. It was uncalled for.
She just gives you a cold glance and just keeps quiet.
I won't say anything else on the matter but this. I just know that Cal wanted to talk to you. It's up to you if you answer that request or not. I'll leave it at that. I'll let you be to your thoughts. And I'll kind of wander off and give her some space.
Alright. So you guys probably make your way back to Karakul. Once it hits, nightfall or so.
Yeah.
And you've made it back to Karakul, and it's probably like 7 or 8. It's well into night. Sun's already setting down. And the town of Karakul is getting ready for, essentially night. All of your little shops and things on this edge over here are packing up and heading back inside their own buildings and domiciles and whatnot.
Everyone's gonna look at Oak and be like, do you think that we can find some potions before all the shop closes?
Probably. I mean, we could always go up to the local apothecary and pick up a potion or two. Sure, there's one in this town somewhere.
If I give you some money, would you go?
Sure.
How much is for a basic healing?
50 gold, I think, yeah.
Yeah, she hands him 5 platinum. Hands him 5 platinum, and just points where the the direction of the apothecary is.
Sort of looks, gives you a look.
What?
You have your reasons then, I guess.
What?
It's fine. He's gonna go on to the apothecary.
And Locke will go with him, citing, I'll make sure he doesn't get kidnapped again.
Alright. And as those two make their way off towards the apothecary, Yang, who's just behind Riven, sort of leaning up against a tree and goes, "You not wanting to go talk to her?"
She's not the same person I used to know. Silence.
Off in the distance, a cricket chirps before it's snatched up by an owl.
That's. I mean, she's lost her memories, or that's what's been said. That doesn't necessarily mean that the person you knew was gone.
Look, she died and was brought back. She has no memories. For
She
all I
has.
know, she's just being used by Miliki. Okay? So, I'm not in the mood to deal with this.
Alright.
And she goes over to the tavern.
All right.
Long's following you. Tavern away. Alright. Oak and Locke walk into the apothecary. And as before, Cal is there behind the counter, and she sort of looks up and sees the two of you. And gives you a smile. Hello.
I'll just kind of gesture vaguely towards Oak. Yeah, he's just getting some stuff. I'm just tagging along.
She looks over at Oak and gives him a nod and sort of looks to you, Locke, and you were in here with Ribbon before.
Yes, I was.
I sort of stopped by the inn earlier
Yeah.
today before opening the shop, and you guys weren't there, so.
Yeah, sorry about that. There was something came up, and it was kind of urgent. We didn't have a chance to come by and let you know that we'd be out, and Riven's proving difficult.
Do you know how long you two are gonna remain in town?
I mean, as I can tell, we're planning on heading back to, I think, Yukiege before long. We mostly came here as part of a side venture just to get some extra coin and a bit more experience under our belts before we move on to tackle our next big thing, so... And I get the feeling she's going to want to be heading out sooner rather than later, and as it's her mission we're on, it's not my place to tell her to stop and whatever she's doing it's not my place to tell her what to do, essentially. So there's very much a real chance that we'll probably be gone tomorrow.
And you were staying just at the inn and tavern.
Yeah, right across the street.
Okay. And what can I help you with? She looks over to Oak.
Potions!
I was just going to get a potion or two. One for myself, one for Riven. And he sets down the platinum, pays for a potion, and has a potion for himself and a potion to give to Riven later.
Nice.
Cal sort of looks around the shop for a bit. I don't think he'll mind, but... And she sort of steps out from behind the counter. And you see that she's grasping the second holy symbol, the second Mileki holy symbol that Cal had left on, or that Ribbon had left on the table before, in her hands. Alright. I think the shop will be okay for a little bit if we head down that way.
If you want, sure.
Yeah. I'd like to see her again. And if nothing else, give this back to
Well, that's your decision to make.
And she will follow you out and down to the tavern.
All right.
Meanwhile, at the tavern,
Just before we get to that, I'll make it clear that Locke's gonna hang outside for a few minutes before Cal goes in, just so that he doesn't get caught in any crossfire. Like, he doesn't want to be accused of going back on his words. Like, look, I'm letting you make up your mind. Then suddenly there's Cal's like, I did not plan this.
right. Oak. He's sort of he's slowly piecing together some of the details here.
How?
And
He just met this woman.
Well, he knows people. He has high insight, actually. Let me, just for sake of transparency here. He doesn't know what's going on, but he knows that something's there. He doesn't necessarily know all the details, but he knows that something's there because, I mean, it's not hard to figure out. You have shopkeeper that wants to see Riven for one reason or another, and then Riven doesn't want the shopkeeper to see her. So doesn't take any kind of a... He may not know that it's a person from your past, or rather, he may not know that it's a lover from your past or a person that's lost her memories.
Yeah,
or all.
He has very basic, broad strokes idea.
Yes, that. Meanwhile, in the tavern before they show up, Young very quickly is setting down a few gold pieces to get a drink or two. Because she needs one after all that mess.
Yeah. Did we say it was 1 gold for our tankard?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why she's getting 2.
Oh, and how much was rooms?
In this particular town, the rooms are actually not all that expensive. They're like maybe 5 silver a room. They're they're a little ramshackle because this area doesn't get a whole lot of visitors for extended periods of time.
Either way, she pays for a room, grabs a tankard, and then goes up to it.
And she's just going straight up to her room?
Yep.
Alright. So, you head upstairs, go to a room, drinking the alcohol in the room, apparently. And,
like she said, she doesn't want to deal with it, and Young's down there. So she's trying to avoid Young now because she doesn't want to deal with it.
Fair enough. Alright. So, Young sits there, gets a few drinks in, and then Cal and I guess Oak, because Locke is staying outside.
For a few minutes at least, yeah.
Cal and Oak wander in. Young sort of looks back at the two of them and... Well... She went upstairs. I don't know what room. I didn't happen to notice the room number. Besides, this place is smaller. Oh. Went upstairs. I don't know what you had all dealt with, but he probably just needs a little bit of rest. Could you, and if he turns to Oak, could you hand this back off to her? She left it in the shop before, and it's important that she has it. He says it was mine, but I have another one. It's important that she has it. And he hands off the holy symbol. She hands off the holy symbol back to Oak. What was your name again? Or not again. He says, "What was your name?" in reference to Cal, because he has not met her specifically. And Cal, I would like to have seen her, but she leaves the tavern.
And I presumably see that.
Yep, you see her wander back out of the tavern.
Didn't take as long as I was expecting.
Do you say that out loud to her as she walks by?
Yeah.
She had went on upstairs. Get some rest.
Makes sense, much as I wish it didn't. All right.
I'm sure you guys will be back through here again.
Don't know. Maybe. Just take care of yourself, all right?
Oh, I'm not gonna leave here. At least not right now.
Locke will give her a respectful nod and then head inside himself.
Yep. And you guys rest in the tavern, effectively.
Yahoo!
Zah, you are now fully healed and have a full 8 hours rest. Morning comes rather swiftly. Apparently, you've
Well,
already had breakfast.
Sorry, the rice is still bouncing.
Apparently. And, yeah. Morning comes. Young's drank quite a few drinks just sitting at the tavern. Or sitting at the bar. She didn't even bother to go up into or get a room at all. Much to the dismay of the dwarf behind the bar. But he's not necessarily going to try to do anything about it, especially considering he sees Riven, or not Riven, that Young is sitting there, claws still on her gauntlets, out, and just the barest hints of undead flesh in and amongst her claws. So he's like, yeah, leaving her alone.
Give her drinks if she asks, and poke not the wild manticore in the room.
Something like that, yeah. Oak comes downstairs. Does Ribbon wake up early morning like she usually does?
Yeah.
Yep.
And Locke's a sleepyhead, like he usually is.
Actually,
Oh.
Before we get into that, Ribbon.
Uh-oh. Okay.
While you are sleeping, you find yourself back in
Yay,
your
this moment.
do what?
Oh, nothing. I thought you were gonna make like a PT, make her. It's like she has PTSD from like all the her village going down and stuff in the fighting and seeing all of her friends die. So.
Yeah. You find yourself back in the I don't know if you had a specific place for it. The spot, or a specific name for it rather. The spot in which was with the snow lilies and the tree and.
It's just their little clearing.
You find yourself back in the clearing from before. You're not, because dream logic and dreams are fun. you're not seeing yourself when you were somewhat younger. It's almost as if you're seeing yourself now, and the attire for and Cal's there, and the attire for Cal is different from back when she was working with you as the part of the hunting crew, and you're just in the clearing.
Can I move around?
Oh yeah, you can move around, talk as you want. This is one of those dreams where you can do what you want to do.
She just keeps her distance.
Cal is like in and among the snow lilies themselves, and she's just sort of looking over the flowers. There's no snowfall, so they're not blooming or doing anything, but she's just sort of sitting in meditation of sorts in and amongst the snow lilies. And as you're sort of keeping your distance, are you looking at her or are you looking away?
She's keeping an eye on her.
Okay. And in the snow lilies, in the meadow the small little meadow of snow lilies that Cal is sitting in, you see that spectral unicorn that you had met in the forest before, sort of softly walking and trotting in and amongst the snow lilies, ever so gradually around Cal.
Just like, great.
And continue to just watch. Continues walking around. Then comes back around at probably the third or fourth time in a circle. And she and the horse sort of taps a hoof in your sort of general direction, and sort of raises the snout and sort of a nicker sort of thing. And you don't hear a voice. You hear what sounds almost like a normal horse of sorts. And then the unicorn just vanishes. And Cal gets up, turns around, looks to you. Shall we go? And then you find yourself waking up.
She just looks around the room and gets up and shakes her head and does her normal thing.
Going downstairs for the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. You find Yang somewhat passed out on the bar. With the barkeep.
Her eyes.
With the dwarven barkeep behind the counter sort of cleaning the glasses that she had been using throughout the night.
Wait, so he's been up all night and all day?
Well, you don't necessarily know that. He
Does
might
he
have...
ever sleep?
He may have went to bed and came back and is just getting to the tankers that she had through the night. So, you don't necessarily know. He just seems to be cleaning. Early morning cleaning.
Okay.
And soon after, Oak comes down to join you.
Mm-hmm.
You doing okay, Riven?
I'm fine.
Here. He sort of passes you by and drops your my lucky holy symbol in your hand.
Where'd you get this?
Cal gave it to me. Told me that you would need it.
I don't need it. And it's hers.
She said she had another one.
Yeah, she did, but this was originally hers. I don't need it.
He just sort of shrugs. Do you talk about her? I mean, whoever this cow person is, there's something there, and I wasn't here for whatever conversation had when you first came into town, but
Look, she was someone I lost a year or so ago. Okay? I failed at protecting her, and she died. But now apparently she's back, thanks to my Leaky. But she doesn't have her memories. Do you think you can understand how hard it is for me to deal with that, knowing I have all of these memories of the past with her, the love of my life, and then all of a sudden she's back, but with no memory. She doesn't remember anything. It hurts.
you remember something. Some things. Otherwise, she wouldn't have had the desire to come down here and give that back to you.
That's because I left it there. It was hers. But
We are all such broken people.
we
Big.
are. You don't understand. Riven thinks she is such a failure and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, she can go on like a whole rant about her past if you get her riled up enough.
I'm kind of hoping something sets off one such rant so that I can then immediately have Locke go, okay, now here is the extensive list of all the reasons why you're fucking wrong. But that's not happening right now.
Alright. So, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to take that back to her?
Yeah.
Take that back to her. And tell her that you don't need it.
Yes, because it was never mine, and I've never had a need for it.
Alright. I'll do what you ask.
Thank you.
Oak takes the holy symbol back. My lucky holy symbol back. And, he'll leave the tavern. It's about this time that Locke is waking up in the morning. As is Yang, who's got a bit of a hangover, but...
And Locke will kind of come stumbling down, just kind of straightening out his hair with his hands. He's coming down. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just sitting and waiting.
Where's Oak? He didn't get himself kidnapped again, did he?
Oh, yes, let's go on that adventure again.
I really
No,
don't want
he-
to.
He went back to the store for some things.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Feeling any better this morning? Mm-hmm. All right.
Good on Oak to just leave. Right when he knows I'm going to wake up with a friggin' hangover. Okay. As Young tries to get up out of the stool that she's in. Acrobatics with disadvantage.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, okay. She's fine.
Good. I was going to say, well, I mean, hangovers and headaches are kind of what happen when you drink a lot.
Yeah, well, when you deal with a bunch of...
I mean, just food for thought. I have to deal with all of you.
Oh, really?
Marcus kind of gets this shit-eating grin on his face.
Hey, Riven, can I punch him?
Oh, yes, please.
I turn invisible.
you know- Oh, you little fucker. You can run, but you can never hide.
Bullshit.
Okay, then I'll just wait a bit.
Luck's gonna sneak out of the tavern.
Oh, that requires you going through a door, and she knows you
Yes,
left.
it does.
True, but
Which,
true, but
as soon as you go invisible, Young immediately goes to the door, and she's fast. She may be a little drunk, but
She's like,
Walk will kind of wait until they're not ready to disembowel him and then drop the invisibility, like about 10 minutes later.
oh, I didn't know. I was just waiting because I was gonna say something because I didn't know. Like,
Oh, well,
does Locke
what?
just stand there now?
Yeah, he kind of found a corner that's not in melee range of any of them and is just standing there waiting for them to not want to kill him.
Yeah, everyone's gonna sit there and be like, you don't have to deal with us if you don't want to. You can go on your merry way.
He'll, after a moment, he'll sort of turn visible again and just kind of give Riven a flat look. Look, I was making a joke, all right?
Mm-hmm.
so what makes you want to hang around, Locke? Besides the whole spiel of what you were going on about back at the cave.
Well, aside from the fact that at this point I think you three are probably the only people I've ever had that I can maybe count as friends.
Did you talk to no one as a kid?
Not for a lack of trying.
Hmm.
Bottom line is, up until recently, I could maybe count the number of people I've ever actually given a damn about on one hand, and that amounted to my mother and a man who ran an inn in some riverside village who I'm ashamed to admit I can't remember the name of. Just about everyone else I ever met on the way was either just a passing stranger or someone who I would really love to punch in the face 1,000 times over.
Where do we fit in?
The bottom line is, I've never traveled with a group for as long as I have with you people at any given time. I've always been alone up until this point. We've been through some shit at this point. Whether you think it's misplaced or not, I think of you as my friends at this point, okay? And frankly, it's nice to not be alone for a change.
I think I can get behind that. At least a little.
Yeah.
I was alone for a while too. Wasn't fun. Riven?
What?
No, you probably don't want to hear it right now. But you should take... Her words are all slurred because she's drunk.
We're
Or,
still
well,
hungover,
not
guys.
drunk, but hungover. So
Her words are just slow as she tries to think.
yeah, her words are all jumbled and like all over the place. But geez, I mean, you shouldn't take a loved one for granted, whether it be former or not. If you have a chance to speak to them, do it. You don't know what would happen if you don't. Trust me.
Locke is going to hold his peace on that.
I lost someone myself. I would hate for you to lose your chance too. Young's gonna wander out of the tavern, leaving the two of you in there. Which the barkeep who's heard all this is just like, y'all have dealt with quite a lot of trouble, apparently.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Keep it outside, no brawl in my shop, please.
Yeah, we're not the sort to cause barroom brawls. We're the sort to run away from them, really. We got better things to deal with.
Good.
Well,
Yep,
I guess
yep.
Riven goes outside.
Well, I mean, if everyone's going outside, then I guess Locke's going after. It's like, I'm not staying in an inn all by myself. I got a group to stick with. Oof.
Uh-huh.
Oof.
Young
And what about the dog? What's Hollis doing?
Young's over here looking at fruit. What is Hollis doing?
Hans is just following Riven.
Right.
Does he seem to be upset because he knows Mama is upset?
He probably is just like a little confused, but
Just trying to do that happy, smiley, nuzzly thing that puppies try to do when they're trying to make their owners feel better.
yeah.
And Oak comes back around from being up here in the apothecary for a little bit.
Okay.
Alright. So what's the plan now?
I don't know. What are you guys wanting to do?
Well, as I recall, we were on your mission dealing with the warband, whatever it was. So
Yes, and then you sat there and said you wanted to go to the capital and find some answers. Or if I recall, you wanted to go back and talk to your mother about that teleportation circle thing.
I mean, as I recall, Yukiege is the closest town to where your things are, so I just figured we'd hit that on the way. And as for Caracol hitting the big city, or Caberton, whatever it's called, I do want to go there eventually. But as far as I recall, the way we had talked about it was we do your thing first, I help you with that, and then you help me with mine. That's what we'd arranged, wasn't it?
I don't know anymore.
And what about Noro? He's still out there
Yeah.
somewhere.
So he is, but his teleportation circle went off and we broke it and caved in the tunnel, or at least I tried to. Really, the only way we'll know where he is if he decides to come following after us again, so all we can do on that front is wait. Otherwise, we'd be just going on a wild goose chase, looking for any clues as to any necromancers hanging out, zombies, undead, and who knows how many we'd go through before we'd actually find him.
Were you able to take down anything from the... I mean, did you get a good look at the teleportation circle so you could give some sort of insight to your mom?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I copied it down. We can show it to my mother if we go back to Yukiege. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that's what we were going to do anyway, because that's the closest to where we understand the war party's hanging out, so...
Right. Okay. So we head down to head down and back up to Yukiege then. Do we want to pass through Rydell? Or go around?
I'm fine either way.
Yeah. Probably. Maybe we should stick to the roads.
As I
think
recall,
so.
there's a river separating us from Yukiege if you were to try and make a straight line, so without a boat, that would just be a dead end.
Yeah. We'll head down south, and we'll pass through Rydell along the way.
Alright.
Alright.
Just make sure we just try not to be there for too long. We don't want to draw any more attention from that nosy bank people.
Now, Young's over there with the fruit and sort of overhears from... Well, as far as that goes, I don't think they're going to be bothering us too much. I think I've scared them off, and if...
I mean, perhaps, but I'd rather not take any chances on that.
Well, no, I wouldn't want to hang out in Rydell too long either way, so... We'll just pass on through, head on down south, pass on through, make our way back up. Sort of
Sound
keep
like a
to the
plan to
road.
everyone else?
Works for me.
Alright. Suppose we're off then.
Yep. And the group gets ready to head back down towards Rydell. Just under 3 days away, heading on down the road.
Alright.
Yay.
And off we go.
Yep. Alright. Is there any fun conversations to be had along the trips here?
Yeah,
Or is
Raven's not
it-
saying anything.
Just awkward silence for 3 days.
I mean, unless Young or Oak want to start a conversation, Locke's kind of just keeping to himself for the most part, just giving Riven her space.
Okay. You two specifically give me a perception check.
Oh boy. That's an 11. I think I've used up all my luck.
Probably.
19.
Okay. Fair enough. We're all good. So you make your way on down south. Watches in typical order, though it's not really a big issues on watches because you're on the road and nothing's really going to hit on the road. Although Ribbon rolling the 19 perception, in your watch, since it's somewhat closer to the morning, because you would take you usually took the final watch. You do notice that fairly high up, probably easy 40, 50, 60 feet up above you, you notice some sort of winged creature that is flying and passing overhead. It doesn't quite look like a bird. With that 19 perception, you're able to discern that there's a degree of humanoid limbs to it. And it just
Flying?
flying and is passing overhead.
Heartbeat, perhaps?
Ruin just stands there and is confused. Like she stopped walking and is just watching like, what?
This is during the watches on the road. So you're sort of stopped and
Oh.
camped. And it's coming into the sort of sunrise, dawn sort of time. And you just see it pass overhead.
Oak,
Mm.
can you wake up?
Sure. What's up?
I was seeing shit.
Okay. What did you see?
She points. Do you see a flying person?
Let's roll perception, Oak. Because he's good at that or something. Not when he rolls crap, apparently.
Well, I'm giving him advantage since I pointed it out.
No, this is true. The 23. That quite possibly looks like well, I don't know many creatures that are humanoid and have wings. So, harpy? It doesn't seem to have noticed us and it's going that way. So, where you want to go after it, or what are you thinking, Ribbon?
No, I just thought it was a person flying.
Well, technically it is a person flying. It's a harpy.
Harpies are different than a person. They have winging arms.
We fought harpies before, Ribbon.
Yes.
I mean, you want to do something about it, we can. But
No, let's just go.
do we want to tell Locke we saw a harpy? Or a Yong, for that matter?
Let's just tell him a harpy landed on his head.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. So, that watch is not so eventful other than the random harpy. That's probably... I wouldn't say that's your first watch. That's more like your second day on the road as you're making your way back. You sort of made your way to the point of the bridge at that point. And then one last final watch happens. Ooh, okay.
Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of that.
20.
Alright.
For my watch.
So, Ribbon, before your watch happens,
Oh boy.
before your watch happens, you sort of wake up and sort of jerk awake.
Sleep?
Hmm?
Or just, is this like, I'm asleep?
This is during when you were asleep. I'll deal with that perception in a minute. This is actually something different.
Okay.
So, when you sort of jerk yourself awake, you find the reason you're jerk awake is because Young has rather ineffectually, she was rolling stealth and rolled a natural 1. Grr.
Oh dear
Oh.
God.
Oh no.
Young has rather ineffectually have been messing with your pack where you keep all your stuff, whatever your stuff is. And she's unintentionally
Did
woke
she
you
just,
up
like-
while she's messing around in your pack.
Is she just like holding very still?
Hmm?
Is she just standing there like in my pack, just standing still looking at me?
No, she's actually got her back to you because she sort of pulled your pack away a little bit before she started rummaging in it, so you see her from behind rummaging in your pack.
Okay, my turn to be stealthy.
1.
15. And I have my one of my axes out.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like rest like the broad part on her shoulder where the blade is like sitting towards her neck.
Oh, she does not see you before you do that. Okay.
Okay. So I do that and I'd be like, that's my pack.
Shit.
So give me a really good reason why
Okay.
I should
Okay.
not get pissed at you.
She holds up her hands. Gauntlets not drawn, by the way. She's not wearing the gauntlets.
Mm-hmm.
And she holds up her hands and she shows she has nothing that she has taken from your pack. I did not take anything from your pack. No.
Then what were you doing in my pack? Hmm?
She sighs.
Slides it a little closer.
Yeah. She gives you your pack back over to you. And she's... Blame Oak. It wasn't my idea.
That
Bus.
still
Throw.
doesn't tell me. What are you
Do you
doing
look-
in my pack?
You look in your pack?
No, I'm looking at her. I'm waiting for an answer.
It'll be easy to figure out. Just look in your pack. I didn't take something from you. I gave you something, okay?
And you can't just sit there and tell me? No, right now I don't really trust you at the moment since I just found you in my pack. So you will answer me.
Roll intimidation.
Is this enough to wake the others up?
Oh yeah, she's getting loud.
Probably.
21.
Okay, fine. Fine. Okay. It's the holy symbol, alright? Oak told
Which
me
one?
that the one with the unicorn. Oak told me to put it back into your pack since I was stealthier than him so that you wouldn't realize it until you needed it. He tried to take it back to Cal, but she refused. Apparently. I don't know all the details, it's just what he told me. So talk to him.
She slowly moves the axe away and she looks into the pack. Is it in there?
Yep.
Well then.
And Locke has woken up when she started yelling, so...
Yeah, though he's currently staying down. He has one eye partially open, but he's not getting up. He's just observing for the moment.
Mm-hmm. Oak is actually doing very much the same thing.
She takes the holy symbol out and closes her pack and puts her pack on. She goes over to Oak and kicks his foot.
Hi,
Wake up.
I'm up.
She just lets it dangle. So you thought going through my things and try to put this back
You wouldn't take it. I
was
didn't have
gonna
much
what?
choice.
So what? You couldn't tell me? You just decided to go through my things?
I made a mistake. We all do. Next time, I'll ask. Even though I know your response will be the same.
Give me a good reason to let there be a next time.
I don't mean that there will be a next time that I'll be sending Yang to search through your pack. I just mean there'll be a next time when there'll be something that you need to do that you will choose not to do. What was I supposed to do? Keep the holy symbol? Ask you again when you just tell me you didn't want it?
Or tell me that she didn't want it.
Alright.
Anything I would.
What would you have done if I said you didn't
Having
want it?
Young try to put it back in my pack. How can I trust either of you two? Come on, Hollis. And she storms out of camp.
Once she's disappeared, I'm gonna have Locke sort of sit up and shoot those two a very rancid look. Nice, you two. Real nice. Even I could have told you that was a stupid idea.
Alright. So you guys are... Does Locke follow Riven?
Yeah. After a moment, he'll get up, sort of dust himself off a bit.
Are we near the forest?
Mm-hmm.
She's cutting through the forest to go towards Yukiege, actually. That's
And-
that's the direction she went towards.
Yeah.
Since she knows her direction through the forest.
Locke's gonna stand up, dust himself off of a bed, and, I'm going after her. Make sure she doesn't get herself hurt or anything. You two just... And he goes after Riven.
Okay. You can roll perception, see if you can keep an eye on her.
Alright. That's a 9.
Sure. She's not necessarily being stealthy.
Right.
My group can't become lost, except for by magical means, so I will not be lost.
Yang and Oak will remain on the road
Alright.
for the moment. And you two...
And Locke's not making any effort to necessarily be stealthy this time. Like, he's not announcing, I'm right here, but he's not,
Where's my
sneaking.
survival? There's my survival.
Yeah.
22.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
So
Even though this forest is the shifty forest from before, and you
it's just the misty forest, yeah.
and you sort of very quickly find yourself making your way back towards Misty Village, unless you intentionally go around because you would see it coming.
That's fine if she goes through it. Did Oak ever give Riven the basic healing potion? Because I need to know to mark it off.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
I mean, unless she decides to turn around and look at Locke, then then I got nothing to do except just keep following. So
Yep.
Well, the thing is, does he see her?
I mean,
Yeah. Well.
Because she moves.
You rolled survival there, not stealth.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did, but he's
I-
trying to follow her through a forest when she knows where she's going.
I'm
That's a
just
good point.
following you. Do I have to roll anything extra then?
Just for the heck of it, roll survival, Lock.
Well, at least I have a +3 in that. 22
Well, hey.
total.
Okay.
So I am on even footing with you at the moment.
Crap. Okay.
Yeah, I survived alone in the forest for a few weeks once. I'm good.
Right.
All right.
Like, is it very clear that she's being followed? That she can figure out she's being followed?
I mean, I'm not announcing my presence, but I'm not sneaking this time. I'm just keeping a close enough distance to keep an eye on you. That's pretty much the extent of it.
Okay. What does Dalred think? Like, does she notice?
Oh yeah, you know he's coming.
She'll stop and sigh.
Guess Locke will come to a stop a little ways away. Doesn't say anything.
What do you want?
I just want to make sure you're not about to get yourself hurt. That's all.
No, I will be fine.
Well, maybe you will be, but can't really help myself.
What do you mean you can't really help yourself?
Like I said back in Caracol, you're the only group of friends I've ever had. Not exactly in any mood to go losing that.
Well, then why don't... Look, I can't trust them. So either you
Oh,
can
no.
keep following me, or you can go back to them and have two friends instead of one.
Oh, I'm with you on that. What they did was an absolutely stupid decision. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. But truth be told, if I had to pick between them and you, I'd probably go with you, if only on the grounds that I know more about you.
You don't know anything about me. You don't know what I've been through.
Maybe not. But I know more about you than them. At the very least, it's not much, but it's enough for me to go on.
Okay, what more do you know about me?
Well, I know where you come from, first and foremost. I know about Cal. I know a marginal degree about your history. Not much. I acknowledge that.
Yes, and they were there too when I sat there and told them where I was from.
And they haven't necessarily shared that much with me. What I know about Oak is that he has a fucked up family and wherever he was from initially burnt down. And I know basically...
Where he was basically from burnt down? No, that place back there? Wait, okay, before I make a mistake here.
I sort of pat Noro's journal, which I still got. I read through Noro's things. As I understand it...
Out of character. I'm out of character right now. Before I make a mistake, did Oak say that he grew up there?
It
when
was.
Riven was around?
He didn't say it outright, but it was present that.
I just need to know whether or not Riven was there when he sat there and made hints towards I used to live here.
Yes, she was.
Like that. Okay, and he did make hints toward that we could pick up on?
Yeah.
Okay. Like that place that we were just at and stuff? That cave in the wall? That was his home right there.
That's not where he started, though. I sort of pull out Noro's journal and wave it a bit. As far as I'm aware, I might be wrong, but as far as I understand it, he and Noro shared a home. It was in a forest, I believe, and everything there went wrong. Place got obliterated. There weren't very many survivors. Noro, Oak, a few others. Family members mostly. Now it looks like it's just Noro and Oak, and that's a tragedy in its own right.
Yeah, and you don't think that place was that cave there?
I mean, last I checked, rock isn't flammable. They went there after whatever the tragedy was. That's where they regrouped. Trust me, I've read this. I know what I'm saying. I put the journal away.
Okay.
Point is, whether you think it's stupid of me or not, I trust you more than I trust them. At least so far, you haven't tried to go behind anyone else's back in this group. And they just did. What do you intend to do?
I don't know. I'm not stupid enough to go after the goblinoids in Dervel. Stuff. I don't know where I'm gonna go right now. So you can follow and we can sit there and just wander for eternity. Things might happen. Who knows?
Knowing our luck, they probably will.
Or you can go back to the road with Oak and them and go to the capital like you wanted to find answers for your dad. Look, yeah, where we were going, if we go to Yukiege, yeah, it's the closest thing to my problems. But the thing is, you have problems too, and as we just now found out recently, Oak has some problems too.
Look, Riven, I already said I was going to help you with your problems. I made that promise.
Yeah, I did, but I'm not gonna hold you to it.
I'm going to hold myself to it, though.
Look, you can come with me and stuff, and if we encounter something, there's a good chance we won't come back from an encounter. Okay? Your best bet is to go with them. At least one of them is a healer that will heal you.
Why do I get the feeling you're trying to just push me away?
I'm not. I'm trying to help you make the right. Well, not trying to help you. I'm telling you your best bet of survival and to be able to find things out for your own self is to go with them.
And what about you? Are you sure striking off on your own like this is really the best thing for you? To get revenge on that warband that turned your life upside down?
I don't know how I'm going to get that revenge. Like I said, I'm not stupid enough to go and attack a whole town.
That's
That's
why we
filled.
were, and that's why we were teaming up. Where one would
Yes.
fail, we could succeed. That was the whole idea.
Yes, it was.
Make me a perception check, both of you.
Are you being spied on? That's 11.
And a 7. 7 and 11.
Look.
Okay, carry on.
It is hard. It is difficult for me to trust people. And
It's the same for me. I have problems trusting people too. That's why it's so surprising to me that suddenly I trust you people. Aside from my mom, I can, again, count the people I've trusted on one hand.
look, honestly, you shouldn't trust me because I could fail in trying to help you. Okay, that's all I've been for most of my life. At anything that I start to have friends or the love of my life, just sit there and I've always turned, in the end, always failed them.
Well, maybe. Maybe the pattern will change. Maybe it won't. I don't necessarily think that's a reason to distrust you, though. You haven't given me any reason to mistrust you.
Yes, because I've been. I'm not saying mistrust me. I'm just saying if you stick with me, when you need me, I could fail.
That wouldn't be anything new for me, believe me.
So,
But it's not really all that different for them. Oak and Young. We're all capable of failures. They proved it not more than half an hour ago with that little stunt. I wasn't a failure on a battlefield, but it was a failure and a betrayal of trust and group integrity. And yeah, that's bad. Maybe it is stupid of me to go along with you, but it's
Well,
my choice to make, all right?
I will take you to Yuki. You can come along with me to Yukiege. That's where I was heading. Get some answers from your mom about that teleportation circle. Or if anything. But once we get there, can you let me have my space?
Of course. I've been trying to give you your space since the cave, really. Been
As
trying
in,
not
don't follow me. Again, I'm not going to do anything stupid.
not to be rude or anything, Riven, but given how unstable you've been recently, I'm not entirely sure I can trust that assessment. Emotions can lead people to do terribly stupid and irrational things,
Yes,
and I would
I
know
was
that.
doing stupid things because I thought I've lost everyone. And then I just found out that Cal is alive, but she has no memories. So again, I don't know what to do. I don't. Her being alive, that changed things for me. I don't know what to do.
Changed things how? Just so I'm clear on how you're thinking here. I don't want to shove my own foot in my mouth, jump into conclusions and saying something wrong.
I didn't care what happened to me when I got into a fight. Because honestly, to me, I had nothing. I had nothing to lose. And then seeing Cal and stuff, it's making me so confused. I I don't know how to deal with it.
Well,
I
I'm
look, I tried doing something similar to like what Oak does and tried talking to my leaky and stuff, and I got I don't honestly know what I got from that. So maybe I might find something out there that could.
well, I at least know in part how it feels to not know what to do. I do get that, at the very least. I can empathize with you there. I mean, again, before I ran into all of you, I was running scared.
Yeah, you were.
Truth be told, maybe I still am. I mean, we're constantly on the move from place to place, and even as comfortable I've started feeling around you, I still can't help but look over my shoulder and glance at shadows and just be afraid that the people who might be following me have caught up. What it boils down to, why I say that, before then, when I was just running alone, terrified of everything, I had no idea what to do. All I could do was put one foot in front of the other and just hope that I wasn't about to wake up one morning with a dagger between my shoulder blades.
Why would you have a dagger through your shoulder blades? Look at you. You don't look like you can do anything.
I lift a hand and let the Eldritch Blast energy kind of swirl around it.
Okay, and yes, your looks are deceiving, but still.
When I first got this power, when I first found the book, one of the very first things that happened is I let it get to my head. And someone died because of it. I wanted to show off. Wanted to show the people who I'd been surrounded by my whole life, people who had always looked down on me and spat on me and kicked me around and denied me everything I ever dreamt of getting in my life. I wanted to show them I could be just like them, that I could actually match them. The city of mages practically isolated, remote, all high elves, and I was the runt of the litter, you could say. I was the half-breed idiot, the son of a traitor. I was spat on, kicked around all the damn time. Never given a chance to really prove that I could be their equal, that I could be anything but just a second-rate scumbag worthy of their scorn. So when I learned I could do this, when I found the ability to do this magic, when I found that book and was given this power, I wanted to show them, and the first thing that happened is I lost control and killed a child. Barely even a teenager. That's why I ran. What else was I supposed to do? If I stayed in that town, I would have been murdered. My mother was forced into exile because of it. It's all because my damn father just decided to up and leave us just after I was conceived. I have no idea what he looks like, and I only have a first name to go on. That's why I was running scared. And with that fear gnawing on me all the damn time, I had no idea what I was supposed to do. At any time, one of them could stumble on me. One of them did. That's why I was running on the road when I bumped into you all. I had been found, and I was just trying to get away. Do you have any idea what that fear does to someone? All I could do was run. Bumped into you, all of you. Maybe I'm still running, but at least now I have something around me that I can hold on to, something to keep me grounded. Something that, for lack of a better term, gives me some degree of this thing I once thought unattainable called courage. I've done things in the time I've been with you people that I never could have hoped to do before. And what I'm getting at in telling you this, Riven, is that you don't have to carry your problems by yourself, okay?
You hold on to this magic like it's here. Like it's some sort of god to you. It's like that's all you attain to. But did you ever look around you to what you had? You had a house. You had a loving mother. She's still around. She's in Yukiege. She has her own little shop and stuff.
Yes, I know that.
So just because they were picking on you because you couldn't do magic, why did that matter to you?
Because
when you
I
had everything you need.
I think picking on me might be a bit of an understatement. I was denied an education. It took some serious gymnastics on my mother's part just to let me even have a chance in one of their schools, and the moment I showed even a degree of falling behind, I was booted out. Everyone, save for her, despised me.
Yes, save for her. So, let me ask this. Why couldn't she just teach you herself? That's how I was pretty much taught before my mother died.
She tried. But she had a high rank in that town. And more often than not, she was forced to see to their needs than my own. I know it pained her to do it, but she had to prioritize. And the little half-blood, whose father ran away and let people pillage the town, tending to me over much would only draw negative light on her, and we'd be forced to leave, and she'd lose everything she'd worked towards, and I couldn't have asked that of her.
Well, here we are now. She's not in that town. She's in Yukiege.
And that can be directly traced back to me. That one was my fault.
Why don't you make something out of it, then?
I could ask the same thing of you. With all due respect, and I know this is still kind of a sore subject, but I need to make this point. It's not so different from you and Cal. In the sense that you're essentially telling me to go back to my mother and start over, rebuild our entire lives from scratch. Why can't...
saying that, like, your lives aren't going to be start over from scratch. It's going to take some work. I'm just saying go and actually have a relationship with her again. I can't have a relationship with Cal anymore.
Why is that? Why can't you build it back up? Let me ask you this. Hypothetically speaking, if the village you lost, if your hometown, if you found it burned out, of course we know it's burned out, but if you found enough of the people who lived there, survivors, again, hypothetically here, do you think they'd want to just stay away, or do you think they'd want to rebuild their home?
Well, they want to stay away because it's inhabited by goblinoids. Now.
Putting that aside, or hell, let's actually take that into the equation. Their home is inhabited by goblinoids. First thing they'd probably want is the goblinoids to be gone.
Yes, but how are they going to do that? We were a town slowly growing. So what, we had a handful of guards, like two blacksmiths and a couple of merchants, farmers, woodworkers, miners. Do you know how many were slaughtered when this goblinoid army attacked?
I don't. No.
I was lucky enough to find an old friend of mine. And Yukiege. I mean, sure, there must have been there's other survivors, yes.
The point I was trying to make, Riven, is... For one thing, like I said, you don't have to carry your troubles alone. And I don't think it should be... And I think it should be an option for you to rebuild whatever you had before.
Yes, but what I have is painful. I can't tell Cal of what her life was before she joined this hunting party that I was in. I can't sit there. I don't want her to go through the pain of me telling her about all of those people who she doesn't remember, that died in front of us, one by one. Then my mentor and stuff, the leader of the group, being speared by the hobgoblin on that warg and trophied it around like just nothing. It is very painful for me to relive those memories. I try so hard not to focus on them.
Well,
I think he said she brought Cal back because she is a champion of hers and that she wants me to be a champion for her. But the thing is, I don't know. And I don't know how to help her. I can sit here and tell her all these stories and stuff. And I don't know if they will sit there and do anything for her. Except bring... I can't bring myself to sit there and tell her that I was in a relationship with her. I don't want to show up and be like, oh, hey, guess what? We were together. Let's be that again. No.
Of course not.
I can't.
I'm not suggesting it would happen immediately. Would have been close. I'm not that daft. I'm a short-sighted, scared fool, but I'm not that big of an idiot.
Well, I'm smarter than me.
The reason, look, just... Buck's gonna, massage his temples for a minute.
Look, that... I don't know if they'll allow us back, but we're not that far from that Misty Village. Let's head a little bit further, make a camp, and then go in there, get any supplies we need, and head up to Yukiege, okay? Let's just take that step first.
All right.
We can discuss more along the way.
All right. Ladies first.
She'll lead the way.
All right. That, and she's the ranger. She knows where the fuck she's going. I don't.
Either way, we're not gonna get lost. Like, we're gonna go for like maybe 1 more hour and then stop and have a camp, unless we stumble upon the town within that hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we actually find the town.
Or do we camp? Hey, we found the town.
Hey, shit, we found it. All right, neat.
Awesome.
All right.
All right. So you guys are in town.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyone out and about right now?
Well, it's the middle of the night, so
Yeah, it's pretty close to the middle of the night. So
I think we should just find somewhere to rest.
All right. Where would be a good spot to rest?
I mean,
Uh,
this building here has like a whole bunch of rooms, but I guess we can just go.
I mean, I
jaunt
get.
again.
I kind of get the feeling that Riven wouldn't want to go in there, or largely because that's like where Riven and Yang are, where Oak and Yang are from.
Yeah, but they were sticking to the roads.
Mhm.
At least think so.
Well, Locke's following Riven, so if she goes in there,
At this point, she's tired. She just like, I can't stay outside, and she just goes and like kind of, not really boots the door open. She just like kind of. Well, is the door? Oh, is it just a cloth door?
yeah, it's mostly thatch and cloth.
She tries to put it in, her foot just goes through and be like,
Yeah.
crap, and just like walks in.
Locke follows after.
Inside, it is late at night. But sort of with a small lantern light. You see Leanne, human motherly figure for Oak.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting sort of off to the side as you two walk in. She seems to be looking into one of the books that she has. She actually hasn't noticed you.
Surprise for her. Really? It's like we walk in and stuff, and she's just sitting there reading. Riven's gonna look at Locke like.
You sort of. Yeah.
Locke kind of shrugs. I don't know.
Yeah. She sort of looks up and. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Can we stay the night here?
Of course you can.
Okay.
All right. And I'll real quickly awakened mind to Leanne and say, Oak and Young are idiots. Next time you see them, could you give them both a very big slap for us, please? One from each.
Riven's just wandering to go find a room.
Yeah.
Or bunk or whatever.
Yeah. And Locke's following shortly behind you. He's just delivering that message mentally first.
Leanne's like so confused, like, what?
The laughter is in character.
She found that amusing?
Yep.
All right. Locke's not going to question it. He's just going to go find a room and...
I mean, yeah. Guess we
Yep.
go find the open spots.
Yep.
Well,
Yep. You rest up for the night.
yay!
All right.
Well,
We're
it's a
down
little
half
bit-
a party size. We're down the NPCs. It's down to just the players.
I mean, this is taking a certain turn, and okay, let's go with it.
I mean, this is
Dude.
the advantage of having NPC party members. The party can actually split for prolonged periods, and the flow of the game won't at all be broken.
Good point, but still.
Not a big deal.
Yeah. So, are we gonna go to morning?
Yep. Morning, you find it doesn't take much for you to realize that Gretchen is up and Gretchen is making breakfast.
Gretchen is the blue-haired one, yes?
Yes.
Blue-haired gnome.
Okay, good. Just making
Yeah.
sure I remember that, right? Because you have a lot of odd, colorful characters, and they tend to blend together for me sometimes when you don't see them for a while.
All right.
Especially when I
so
can't really do
blue-haired
voices for
one-
them. Apologies.
So blue hair gnome, she magically cleans bowls and makes food.
Yep.
So
Well-
I actually still have
Two
the
bowls
wooden bowl.
of-
I actually still have the wooden bowl she gave me, I think.
You do.
I'm sure the magic the residue on it is gone now, but
Oh, yeah, it's
totally.
long gone.
are you gonna have double bowls of what, like oats and grits or whatever? Like a breakfast thing?
I mean, if Locke wants to use the same bowl that he had, he totally can.
Oh,
or
I'm
she'll
not,
give him enough.
well, actually, like, as soon as I see her, like, I was like, I reach into my pack and just give her the bowl back.
You can have
Sorry,
that.
I took this.
I mean, I can use it to give you breakfast if you want.
Just have it. It's just taking up space in my bag.
Nah, she just shrugs. Okay.
I don't know how to cook. It's wasted on me.
Well, I mean, you can
We've been,
carry-
what,
okay.
on rations for a bit.
Okay. You go and she makes you all some food.
Okay. Well, after Riven has breakfast, she's gonna walk along and be like, "Shall we go see the general store? I guess."
Is there anything we need? I mean, I'm pretty much good on supplies for the time being. I've still got 10 days of rations, bunch of scrolls. I don't think there's anything particularly we need, unless there's something you want to grab.
How many rations do you have left?
10 days worth.
Okay.
The stress of all this is going to turn Riven into a mama bird.
No.
Aww.
She's just reminding him, like, "Hey, we need to keep our rations up, like, survival-wise."
What about you? Are you good on food?
Yeah, I have about the same amount,
All right.
so.
Probably mitigate some of those food loss if, I mean, you're a hunter. Is that something
Yeah,
you
I
can
can
do on the
go
way?
hunting and stuff if we somehow get detoured, but.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't know, I'm gonna go see if there's anything, and then meet you back outside.
All right, sure. I'll actually take out the transcription of the teleportation circle. Leanne's a spellcaster, as I recall, so I'll actually show this to her first and see what she has. Still plan on taking it to my mother, but one opinion never hurt anyone.
Sure.
All right. I'll wait outside the shop when I'm done with that.
Okay, Riven goes to the shop.
And Locke goes to find Leanne to show her the thingy.
You never left the house initially. Riven, roll me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Is that mischievous tiefling about to show up?
17.
Yeah, of course. There he fucking
Okay,
is.
so that's his little spot.
Uh-huh.
That's the devil's corner.
What's his name again? I forget.
Trouble.
Trouble. That's right.
And that's the trouble corner.
Okay, you see him sort of hanging out in the trees as you walk by. And he literally is in the tree this time.
Okay. Alright, trouble's trouble. Alright.
Steer clear of trouble.
Anyway.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, she just continues her way to the shop.
We're not prepared to put up with his shit, and we're definitely not in any mind to have
Well,
it be
we
doubled,
don't know
all right?
what kind of shit he does. All we know
was-
is his
I was
name is
making-
Trouble.
I was making a Team Rocket joke.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Alright,
Okay. I
so,
apologize.
Yeah, we're blasting off again. Fuck it.
indeed. Yep.
Okay.
Yay.
So, into the shop I go.
This is the part where we as the group to the viewers make it realize that yeah, crap's going down for our characters, but we as players are still having fun. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I'm
This
having
is
a blast
good.
right. I am having a blast right now.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
good. So,
So,
Unexpected story developments. Love
eeny,
it.
meeny, miny, which one do we want to go with first?
flip a coin. I call even.
Okay.
Okay. Roll d6 then, I guess, and see who gets what.
I will roll a d6 and see if it's even or odd. It's even.
It is even. It is me.
Okay.
So
Alrighty. So,
she like goes in and then she like, oh right, this lady. Okay. Hi.
you go inside and you find Christine, mute half-elf shopkeep.
Druid.
She is sort of sorting out her supplies. She actually seems to be starting to work on with the alchemical equivalent, whatever it would be. She's sort of starting to work on putting together some potions and things. She gives you a smile and nod as you enter the room.
Is it? Does she have a greater healing potion, like a higher than a basic? Oh, superior, whatever. Whichever
You-
one is the next one up.
Does Riven ask for that, or does she look for that?
Well, she's looking and stuff until.
Yeah, you're looking to see if you can find one. Nope.
Okay. Do I see anything new, interesting? Anything catches my eye?
Roll perception
I am going.
or investigation if you want. Oh wow. Okay. Nope.
I am blind. I'm like reaching out with my hands, touching things. Not
Blind
sure
as
what
a-
they are, putting back.
Blind as a bat that cannot hear.
So yeah, nothing new catches your eye.
Okay.
Ooh, butterfly.
Does shopkeeper notice me?
She sort of raises an eyebrow, looking at you, seemingly a little lost.
It's just.
A little scatterbrained.
Yeah, she's just like, she just remember going, yeah, this lady, she's half elf and druid, and like, okay, she would go up, she behind the counter?
Mhm.
And she goes up to the counter and be like, hi.
She waves.
She's gonna sit there and actually pull out the holy symbol. Be like, do you know anyone who would need this?
Oh, you're really you're pulling out the holy symbol and as if to sell it or to give it to somebody.
Yeah, since Cal doesn't want it.
And Riven definitely doesn't want it.
Interesting.
So I got the.
It's all
I got
later,
the-
because the thing is, I have a plan for Revan and stuff, and the thing is, it actually doesn't involve this particular necklace. So,
I get the
Okay.
feeling Jalred has plans too. But all right.
I guess, okay.
All right. So
It's a
you
matter of
pull
seeing
out.
who can masterfully pull off which plan first.
Yeah, she's just in there going like, she's asking if someone would need it. Or would have use of it. Because she doesn't think she would need it.
Christine will reach into her, into where her garb, and show you that she has a Meleki holy symbol.
I'm just surrounded, aren't I? Still. So you don't need it, but do you know if someone else does in this village? Maybe? Because I don't think I don't think, but I don't need it.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't think.
Really, she kind of doesn't.
Oh, believe me, I have noticed. It's great.
Christine, she
Again,
gives,
she's talking to someone that she's like really sheepish around, so of course none of her words are going to be straight.
Mhm.
I don't think.
Christine sort of She gets a sort of sad, somewhat sad look on her face, and then she holds out her
Riven is
hand.
like confused and like, oh, did I say something wrong?
She holds out her hand over the top of the counter, as if to accept the holy symbol.
Riven gives it to her, still slightly confused as why she was looking sad.
She pities you.
Oh, great.
You don't know that.
I'm assuming.
You can assume all you want. Anyway,
I'm
Yeah,
pulling a
so-
Travis Willingham and assuming that it was Vex.
yes.
Or no, I don't know. Let's just say I assume.
Anyway, you so
Because
you
who
give
else
her
in
the holy
party does
symbol.
Pranks. Yeah, she gives it over and stuff.
Okay, she'll take it and she sets it under the counter.
Thank you. Do you have anything new? Just tempting small talk, kind of, but
Do you have anything new? Holds up the thing you just gave her.
Hmm.
This totally sounds like I would do. I'm just saying.
yeah, but still.
That would be if Christine was snarky. She is not. She has a bit of a flare of temper, but
Or
she's
literal.
not.
Or literal.
Christine will reach underneath the counter, and she will hand to you, or she will show you a It looks like something that's wrapped in leaves, and it's just this little like bound almost like a parchment, but not quite, because it's looks mostly organic. And you will sort of set that in front of you.
What is that? She's like, now handing me leave. They somehow need to make a living, but it's like confused. Like, what is it?
She will go over to like the edge of her counter and bring up like a little thing of parchment and a quill that she can write with, and she will actually write it
Is
down.
it like magic ink that will actually disappear after a bit, and she can keep writing on it?
And she'll write something to make you feel better.
How? How would I use it to make me feel better?
It's a scroll,
Okay,
but it's on a much smaller parchment of scroll than what Ribbon is accustomed to saying. So
So
it's not meant to be a like spell scroll or a book on like a rolled scroll. It's meant to be something much smaller.
okay, and I'm just gonna sit there and be like, okay, if it makes me, how do I use it to make me feel better?
Somewhere in the distance, Locke feels a very sudden and very powerful urge to just slam his face into his palm.
Riven still doesn't understand what it is, though. It's just something that supposedly makes her feel better.
She gives you a nod, and she will unravel it a little bit, and you see that it is a bit of parchment, just rolled tightly in with leaves, oddly. And it is just this tiny little, effectively note. and it gives you. It's written in Elvish, which you know how to read, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be something akin to a poem.
I had a feeling.
And it is.
Okay, so Riven sits there and reads it.
Mm-hmm. It is a. Let me. One of the. Basically.
Is this somehow gonna get Riven high?
No. No, you're not. It is actually something close to a. For lack of a better way to put it, you know those little tiny little, almost like brochure booklets for religious texts that you see.
Dear God.
It's like that, but it's a little note memoir of knowledge and things from Myleki.
She's just like,
Which some of them you heard from Carol.
yeah, and it's like, I've heard most of this before. I'm sorry, this doesn't really make me feel better.
Makes you feel like shit.
No, it just makes her feel neutral. And just like, she's still waiting for the thing and is like, okay, how does this make me feel better? And like, she's still confused. It's like, I've heard this before. I've heard about Myleki before.
You're really not making it easy on her.
No, it's just that's the thing. She didn't know that Riven knew about Myleki before, so she's just stating the fact. Like,
Yeah.
I
what
know
does she do? Does she just like doesn't do a visible sigh?
She does something akin to a sigh, but she doesn't actually have the. Well, she has the. I guess technically you could sigh if you're mute, because the only thing that being mute disallows you to do is vibrate your vocal cords, and the sigh is air. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she does sigh, and she's.
Okay. Anything else new? Then.
Riven
is just trying to find an excuse to sit there and like give her like a little money for support for her job or whatever. Like, I have this money, I don't need it. Do you have something?
She will sort of write on that little bit of parchment that she still has off to the side. I don't have anything new that you could buy, but she's actually starting to write that stops, and
okay. Who just sits there and waits.
she seems to be thinking to herself and just trying to figure out what she can do.
Okay, Riven just slowly nods, like, okay.
Yeah.
Actually. She looks down at Hollis. And she's going to attempt to teach him, to tell him to sit, to see if he actually sits.
Roll animal handling.
15?
Yeah, he'll sit.
Like gives it a little treat. Like a little meat. Speaking of, I need to refill that bag. Okay.
So now you know what to
Probably.
buy.
Yes. But that's somewhere else.
That's the butcher right across the street.
Yes.
She will just sort of sigh again, and she sort of tosses the paper aside, and she'll indicate for you a few. She's just given up on on what she was trying to write and say, and she will grab a couple vials of that she had just finished making of healing potion. It's not the bigger ones; it's just the lower brow ones, and she will set them on the counter. 2 of them.
2 of them. sure she'll buy both.
Yep. More healing potions for Riven. Hooray.
Yeah, she's like, okay, well, thank you. Have a good day.
She'll nod.
She'll make her way outside, just like, okay. And Riven's just gonna go grab a quick bag of meat. Like, real quick, out of character, how much is that bag of meat?
It's a couple silver. It's not really a whole lot.
Okay, Riven throws 3 silver towards it. However that many gives her. Or actually, no, 5.
For
Just make sure.
you're already going over to the butcher.
No, I just meant like later, so that way we can just skip over to Locke and say Riven
Oh, well,
did that.
yeah. And now we pass over to Locke, who is going into the who is speaking to Leanne.
Yep.
Leanne sort of looks over the range for it. You found this from a teleportation circle?
Yeah, teleportation circle. We found it in a cave. It was being used by a necromancer we were in conflict with. Someone Oak used to know. I was wondering if you could tell us anything about it. Maybe you could determine where it would lead, maybe? I'm not really an expert on arcane circles. Most of my magic is second-hand, you could say.
So you don't really know a whole lot about how teleportation circles work then, or do you?
Not really, no. Not beyond a very basic level that it's a circle with magic runes. You do a spell and it takes you a place. And that's pretty much just a given part of it. I was never really given much chance to really study much, so that's why I'm bringing it to people more inclined on that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, I don't know how someone like him would have gotten access to such a thing, but this is a teleportation circle to it has a proper name, but I don't remember the specifics. I was only a kid when around there. That was years ago. But it's for the mages in Caverton.
Huh.
So this teleportation circle, if you was to use it, would send you to the somewhere in the academy for mages in Caverton. And just so you're aware, they're only active for when one uses a teleportation circle. They're only active for a set amount of time. But for example, I could use the teleportation circle and I could use that spell here and set it up so that you and Riven and whomever else could use it and end up going to the same place that he went to.
Huh.
I do in fact know this spell. So.
Alright. Tell you what, why don't you copy that down? And if Oak and Young happen by, fill them in about it.
Oh, I'll fill them in with more than just that.
Oh yes, please, give them a very big smack from both of us.
Oak may know people and how people act, but he doesn't know how to act around people.
We noticed.
Alright.
And it occurs to me Young's not the best at telling people when they're doing a stupid thing.
You'd think after what she's been through, she would be a little smarter, but...
I, to be fair, have no clue what she's been through.
Not my liberty to tell, of course. But
Yeah.
you two are
Alright,
free
well-
to stop by here anytime you need.
Well, we're about to. For sure, we were about to move on to Yukiege, so you go ahead, get that copy down. I'll take my copy back, and then we need to get a move on.
Alright.
Okie dokes. I'll let her
And
get transcribe a copy, and
yep,
once
she
that's
does.
done, I'll.
It's not that hard. It actually seems as though she might already have known a few of the runes for Caberton. She's just not used them in forever, so she's less copying it down so that he has it, and more copying it down to remember it.
All right. And once she's done, I'll collect my things. Thank her for letting us stay, and step out to go rendezvous with Riven.
Okay. Yeah.
Riven passes into the you patch into the butcher to get you some more meat.
Yep.
Fairly straightforward exchange here. You see the little boy again with the half orc boy with an eye patch. And his mother is actually not in the main part of the butchery area,
Again.
but he does have a few scraps to just sort of hand off to you.
All right. And now we've got food for Hollis.
Mm-hmm. I guess. Like, is anyone taking note of us?
Any what?
I'm guessing we have not. We're doing good and not piquing Trouble's interest. So I guess shall we be on our way?
Pretty much.
Did you find anything out about the?
It goes to Caberton. Apparently, it goes to Caberton. Interesting. Academy of Mages there.
Hmm.
So that's actually good to know.
Okay.
So, you ready to head out? You got what you need?
Yeah, I got all of what I needed. So shall we?
We shall.
I guess we head out and go up to Yukiege.
Yep, we'll leave and go that way.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
Okay.
Do-do-do.
So you will make your way out and be heading off to Yukiege.
Mhm.
Yeah, we are.
Come out about over here somewhere. And
So let's see. So we've got about 4 days trek before we get back to Yukiege from where we currently are.
Mhm.
4 days, really? Wow. Okay. Alright. Any sort of exchange you two want to have along the way?
If there is, I am letting Riven start it.
So, are you gonna do anything about that? Runes?
You mean the teleportation circle?
Yes. Magic.
Well, what I'm thinking I'll do is when we get back to Yukiege, I'll pass it off to my mother. I imagine she'll know the spell herself. And depending on what happens at some point, might make use of it to get to Caperton quickly. And once there, I can start the search for my father a bit more effectively.
Okay.
And I left a copy of it with Oak's people. When they wander by, maybe they can make use of it, find Noro, and stick it to him.
Okay. Alright, well. Yep.
Okay.
The
Onwards.
awkward.
Uh-huh.
It's just like that kind of like awkward thing, just like. Okay. Don't exactly know what to talk about now. Okay.
What's your favorite color?
White.
Green.
Hmm.
Why white?
It's no lilies, flowers.
I like green personally. Well, it's part of a bias thing. A lot of where I lived was surrounded by a lot of green, kind of a forested region. I kind of dislike the color gold, largely because it's what a lot of the houses there were colored to look like. A lot of trimming, a very pompous place. But it was surrounded by forest on all sides, and
The forest sounds nice, but there's no need for gold.
well, I mean, where I'm from, they were so full of themselves that I'm surprised they didn't explode like an overstuffed balloon.
So, wait. There's so...
Yes?
So, wait, you said... So what, they're like fat?
Not what I meant. A few of them were, but a lot of them actually cared a great deal about their physical appearance. Like, it was a very high and mighty, holier than all the rabble outside society. So a lot of them, they kept themselves in great physical condition, always kept their appearances immaculate, wore very nice clothes. Their homes were all very pretty and personalized and very artistically done. The perfect image of pompousness, with just a dash of being actually physically healthy.
Then... Everyone's just sitting there going like, huh.
Yeah, when I meant full
And
of
you've
themselves,
lived there for how long?
I lived there for about 15 years before I left.
That sounds like torture.
It was. They were assholes, one and all, except like one or two, but they still treated me like garbage, except for Mom. But yeah, it was awful. The only reason I really
cared
stuck...
about what they said?
Well, I mean, they were all I knew. I don't really give a damn now, but back then, they were the only peers I had. I didn't really have anyone else to go to for that sort of validation.
I didn't have any friends growing up. Me and my mom just lived in a rundown cabin on the edge of town.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, you, near as I can tell, I mean, I don't want to shove my own butt in my mouth here, but near as I can tell, you lived a somewhat more simpler existence early on. Smaller village, not as not trimmed with gold, essentially.
No.
The society
But
I lived
there was
in.
a lot of people.
A lot of people, yes. Where I was from,
But-
there were a lot of social expectations. It was ingrained to me, not by Mom, but by everyone around me from day one, that there were high expectations, and I wanted to live up to those. And when I couldn't, it was very demoralizing.
You should come and live in the forest. It would have been a lot easier.
Well, I mean, I did.
Growing up in the forest is difficult.
I mean, I was alone in the forest for a good few weeks after I ran away. I had no idea what the hell I was doing and just barely scraped by through blind luck and raw instinct.
You
But just-
imagine doing that when you're like 10 or 9.
To be fair, near as I can tell, I like pulled up one of my twig-like arms. You're stronger than me. I'm pretty sure you always have been.
Not really. I didn't know how to shoot a bow.
I didn't know how to do anything. The magic, I still don't really know how I do that. It just happens because I have the book and a thing that gives it to me.
So what, you just talk to the book and the book does things?
Well, no, I talk to the book and the book lets me do things. I mean, I sort of let the Eldritch Blast energy swirl around my hand. You see, this is,
So why can't you just sit there and ask for a powerful... Why don't you ask the book to actually give you like a magic spell to
well, I
Like-
mean,
make everyone look like fools in front of you? And then
I
go
mean-
waltzing through that town and watch everyone become fools.
well, I'm not quite sure it works that way. The thing that gives me power, its name is Ambenswend.
Wait,
tongue
the
twist right
book
now.
name is?
The being that the book belongs to. It's a otherworldly being, Ambenswend. Doesn't exist in this plane of reality. You're familiar with the whole outer planes concept, right? Elemental planes, Feywild, the abyss, the hells, etc.
No.
All right.
So
I'm-
wait, let me get this right. You talk to someone through a book.
The book
That's
establishes
supposedly somewhere that's not displayed.
the book
She's giving
establishes.
you like a slight look, like it's like she's trying to sit there and think. It's like I don't know whether or not fully crazy,
Okay. See.
but just like she's so confused.
Okay. Let me walk you through this. Okay. Okay. I pull out 2 sheets of parchment. Hold on. Okay. Imagine this. This is the world we're currently walking on, right?
Uh-huh.
I layer another one on top of it. Now, this is another world that's parallel to the one we're on. They touch in places, but a lot of the time they're parallel but separate. But they coexist but don't occupy the same tangible space. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
Okay, so the being that my book belongs to, the being that the book lets me communicate with, is in one of those parallel worlds, a smaller one. So, like, I tear off just like a corner off one of the sheets of parchment and hold it aside on the other side of the central one. So, a smaller pocket dimension, if you will, a tinier little plane. And so, with the book, it creates a little point. I sort of press the smaller piece into the central one. And through that, I am able to communicate with my patron, but only when I'm asleep. I can let him know that I want to talk to him by channeling a lot of magic and saying it, etc. But for the most part, it's up to him when we talk. I just have to be asleep first. Did you get all that? Big
What would
scoop.
happen if you just connect these back to the plane? You just start off the paper there.
It was for the visual representation.
Okay.
It's the point is that the world he's in is a lot smaller than the others. I was only tearing off from the one of the sheets for the visual aid part of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, with that, and there are a lot of these parallel planes, parallel worlds. What we're on is called the material plane, and I don't know what all of the others are, but there's a lot of them. There's the Feywild. That's where things like pixies and foresty creatures and fairies come from. There's the abyss and the hells, where devils and demons come from. There are I believe the heavens, celestial planes, something like that, where like angels and seraphs and things like that come from. Things like that, and there's a lot of them. And they all run parallel, not always touching, but they do in spots. And you take one away, and a lot of the others start suffering for it. It's a balance thing.
Right.
Well, at least there was some talk in this
I
4-day
get
journey.
drunk to talk to a god.
What was that? What was that?
I said at least there was some sort of talk in this 4-day journey.
I was
Yeah.
talking. I was asking Griffin what she said.
Oh, it's like, yeah, I had to. He's like, I think I talked to a god? I was drunk. I could have just been hallucinating.
I don't think being drunk makes you hallucinate. It just impairs your judgment.
I was seeing some shit.
I mean,
I was talking to a unicorn.
I wouldn't know.
Though Locke has seen the holy symbol quite a few times and notices that it's a unicorn head. So
Well, yeah, I know that, and it's worth noting. I'm lying through my ass here. I was there. I may not have seen the unicorn, but I know that she talked to something.
Insight, whether or not.
I mean, sure, if you wanna. Could this be a case of me have? Should
Roll.
I have? Should I have?
it's a true on lie. Roll deception.
All right.
Oh,
21.
okay.
She believes you.
Okay.
I mean, I have a lot of drink. I saw a unicorn.
Well, I mean, unless someone put like some hallucinogenic drug in your beverage, I don't think you're going to be seeing hallucinations. So chances are that was probably something talking to you. You said it was a god?
I don't know. Maybe?
If it was, which one was it?
Maybe, but I don't know.
Okay,
I
religion
don't know
check.
I don't know how to do this thing.
Okay, can I make a religion check to see what I know about my leaky and whether or not I know for sure that...
Go ahead.
Okay. 12. Like, do I know which plane my leaky is native to? Does she have her own, or is she like Feywild? What is she?
Astral.
All right.
She resides in a it's in and among the astral domains in the outer planes.
All right, and Locke knows that.
Yeah.
Right.
You would have a vague idea that she and among other deities of nature and other various sorts resides somewhere in the outer planes.
And I know of, and of course I imagine I'd know that she can communicate to her followers through like visions and shit, and appearing to them. So I'll just nod along slowly. Okay. My leaky's the unicorn, right?
No, I don't think she actually looks like a unicorn. Her symbol's just a unicorn.
Right. And you said you were talking to a unicorn.
Yes, see-through unicorn, yes.
Okay, then yeah, sounds like some sort of a celestial divine projection to me.
But that's the thing, how do you know? You're not a... Have you
I'm-
ever talked to my leaky? How do you know?
No, I've not talked to my leaky, but I've talked to Amvinswend, and I just spent the last 10 minutes explaining to you what the hell other dimensions are. Look, I don't know if...
think
look,
I was just...
look. Well, I mean, I don't know
I was drunk, I don't know. So.
Well, I don't know for sure either, but that's just what it sounds like to me. I'm not really a religious man myself.
I don't know.
Alright. And then you make your way into Yukiege.
I like how that whole conversation happened because I asked her what her favorite color was, and we just went from there.
Indeed.
You see, that's how you do it. You start with something simple, you elaborate on why, and eventually conversations happen.
Right.
Hmm.
So, and I just like how we just stopped in the middle of the road.
So I could make the demonstration with the paper.
Yes, and I'm just like, were we in like the area where there was like farms around?
Somewhat, yeah.
Or, yeah. Okay, so.
I mean,
Like,
Yukiege had
okay,
farmland
okay.
around it, so there was a few farms near where you were.
Were any of
Okay,
them
so there
watching
was,
it? Was anyone watching us with curiosity? Like, what the fuck are they doing? Why is that guy holding a paper?
Roll perception.
Oh, God.
17.
12.
Not that you can see.
All right.
Okay. So,
Good.
yeah, we continue wandering. Like, okay.
Making your way up to
Into town.
Yukiege.
Into
Yeah,
town.
Into town. Alright. So, upon making your way into Yukiege, there are a few interesting things that come up once you've just even remotely made it into town.
Oh,
Ah, shit,
no.
we're gonna die.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
Oh, we have little faith.
I like how we are all like prepared. Just like,
It's
yep, we're gonna
Dungeons and
die.
Dragons. That is the default assumption whenever the Dungeon Master describes anything out of the norm. We're gonna die.
Okay, so what's up?
So, you make your way into Yukiege, and you see that there is sort of... It looks like the town has been decorated. There is like drapes of vines and leaves. It's got this very naturey decoration to it, even though this is a more snowy sort of area normally. Which the snow isn't so strong right now because it's closer to the summertime, effectively. But
Ruins is like confused, like, what?
Know what this is?
Do I know? Since I live up here in the north?
Riven,
Yes,
you
Richards?
do know. This does seem actually quite familiar to you.
Thing is, does she remember? So what would I roll?
Roll a straight wisdom check, I guess. Wouldn't be a hard DC, not for what it is. Oh yeah.
21.
So you can roll. Locke, you don't have much of a clue.
4.
Yeah, with a
Unlucky
4 in
number.
history. But anyway, Riven, actually, yeah, Locke, it sort of makes sense because you wouldn't necessarily worry so much about this one in the town that you grew up in. This is decoration for preparation for Midsummer Festival.
Oh. Oh no.
The town is getting ready to celebrate the effectively the Midsummer Festival, which based on various deities and things, they would go out and do various forms of rituals and like traditions and things like that. Being that this is a farming town, Midsummer does have a whole lot of ties back to agriculture. Not as much as one of the other holidays, but it's starting to get ready for the harvest, and there's some various preparations and things to go through because it's going from summer to spring. Or is it
Summer
summer?
to
No,
spring?
it's summer to fall.
Summer to
Back up.
fall.
Sorry.
Hey.
But yeah,
So Riven's just like, we were like wandering through and we were looking at this and be like, oh, it's that time of year again, isn't it?
Huh?
Midsummer.
Context, please.
you would know the holiday. You don't necessarily. Locke would only know having heard that holiday from books and the sort of high and mighty elves that you grew up with. Sort of treated it as a farmer's holiday. They didn't really worry about it as much.
Oh, in that case, Locke, instead of going context, please, I'll say, oh. Oh, all right. Huh. Neat. Didn't realize I was so close. I don't have a calendar, so I have no idea what the date is.
Neither do I. I grew up in the wilderness. We
Yeah.
just do seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But no.
All right. So you guys make
You
your way
find your
into.
mom?
Well,
Do you
this
go to the
place
tavern or
sure-
do you go to your to Alessandra?
Let's go to Alessandra.
Alessandra.
We have a place we can stay there without having to shell out coin, I'm pretty sure.
With like one room, but
There is only one
we
room.
can sleep on the floor.
There is only a room, but I mean, like, we have bedrolls, and I know my mom, so
Yeah.
she'll
right.
accommodate as long as we stay out of the way of the customers.
Which there's not a whole lot
I'm
of at the
assuming this
moment.
is the building.
So
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of them at the moment because everybody's
Locke
preparing
kicks
for
the door
the.
open and be like, "Hi, mom. Guess what? We killed zombies."
No, not this time. No, I'm not going to make any such announcements this time. Locke's not in the mood to be cheeky. At least not that variety of cheeky.
Okay.
All right. I'll look around. Do I see Mama anywhere?
You come in and she seems to be working through some of her. Basically, it looks like she's sort of organizing more books, and you notice that it's pretty easy for you to see that there's more of a. She's got more stock here at the moment. She seems to
helped
be.
by that giant generous donation of gems we made last time we were here.
That's part of it, but yeah, she's got more of a stock of supplies and stuff and other books and. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, could be better, could be worse.
You have made it here probably. I'll say late afternoon. It's close to the evening a little bit, but not necessarily sunset just yet.
All right.
He sort of looks between the two of you and
When's the day for the festival?
We got a couple days
How
yet.
many days out? A couple of days? Okay.
2 or 3 days. Why?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I mean, I wager you guys probably have other things you need to get done than staying here for some festival.
No.
I mean, kinda, but frankly, I think we could both use some time off. It's been a rough week.
Where's your friends?
They got eaten by a dragon.
What?
Riven like looks at Locke like, okay.
That was me. I was clearly being sarcastic when I said that.
This is Riven. Just like, okay,
After a
that
sec-
came out of nowhere.
And so I'll shake my head and say, look, they did a stupid. We split up about a week ago. That's why it's been a rough week. A lot of stress on all of us.
See.
Salt and wounds and things like that.
All right. Well, you can rest here if you like.
That would be nice as long as it's no trouble.
No, it's fine. I know that there was someone that was supposed to be coming to the tavern in preparation for the festival. Said that supposed to be some bard or other, perhaps would help with, you know,
Oh, a bar.
travelers and things.
I don't think there's anything we need a bard for right now. But I actually, I reach into my pack and pull out the teleportation circle transcription. Say, I do actually have this, and I'll show it to her. I copied it down from one such circle I found in a cave system that we had to delve into. There was a necromancer there. It's more or less clear. I know it actually goes to Caberton.
Does.
Which is one of the places I was hoping to go at some point when I finally got around to looking for Dad. Do you happen to know the spell this links to?
I do.
All right. If that's the case, then would it be too much to ask that you get this copied down, and whenever the time comes, just be ready to set it up so that we can make that trip? It's not something I need to do right now, but it's on the agenda at some point.
I can do that. I would
I'd
be
appreciate-
sending you into the middle of the Mages Academy. We might have to.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. If then we'll show up randomly like, "Hi, we're just following this random teleportation circle we found." Well, even
I
though it's
mean-
not really random, it's, hey, supposedly a necromancer used this circle. Is he around?
Well,
On that, I don't know how he would come across such a thing, unless he's got means to be in disguise.
to be
He
fair,
set a fairy on me.
he did do that, and zombies. Would it be possible to modify? Would it be possible to modify the runes on this in any way so that's like next to the academy that we'd show up instead of inside it?
Not particularly.
Would
If I
there
was
be
to
a chance for us to be like in a wall?
if I was to modify the runes, it just would not work.
All right. Then I guess we just have to flub our way through it.
I mean, you could go to
That's
the
it.
academy. I could get you some documents together. It might take me some time, but I could forge you some documents and stuff. I don't necessarily feel particularly comfortable sending you in there, but if it'll help you find him, and that's what you want to do.
I definitely want to do that. Again, it's not immediate priority, but it's something I do plan on doing at some point. So,
And what about you,
All right.
Riven?
I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. She just like starts attempting words, but then she just like stops and just kind of stares into space.
she's
you're-
had it the worst.
So your plan is to hang out here, perhaps for the festival, and relax a bit. Then
I think that's
I
the
don't want to
plan.
be
Yeah.
around people for my birthday.
want to be around people.
I don't like crowds.
Well,
Yukiege is a much smaller place, so there won't be as much
Still
of
a
a
lot of
crowd
people
here.
to me.
well, near as I
Okay.
can tell, in answer to your question, I think that is the plan to spend a few days, relax, get our heads together. That is the plan, right? I turned to Riven.
I told you before, Locke. I don't know.
Well, that's
I
why
wanted time to go and think.
well, we're here now.
Find something.
We've got the time to think. You can take all the time you need here. So then, yeah, that's the plan. Stick around, relax, get our heads together, figure out what we're doing. Yeah.
Okay.
I could use some rest. So, shall we?
Let's do that. And-
Is there a place that I can set up my bedroll?
Yeah, there's plenty of room here or up in the loft if you want. I don't necessarily have another bed. I have a second bed for when Locke wanted to stay here, but I haven't really set.
I just need a place for a bedroll.
There's space up above. There's space up in the loft. You should be fine.
Okay.
You go get some rest, Riven.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have Locke stay downstairs with his mom for a while and just get caught up on how things have proceeded.
Mm-hmm. It becomes apparent that she definitely knows the art of the teleportation circles and things, as she actually seems to have been using them herself. Though she wasn't going to Caverton, she was going back to your original home in Sevenora or Svenora, or however you would want to pronounce that.
Zenora, all right.
Riven's apparently doing a thing.
What?
Nothing.
So that Brian and or Locke does not necessarily know what it is. Roll me a d20 plus the appropriate
Yep,
mod.
yep. Already on it.
Okay.
Although I guess you could technically hide it from me, and I just sort of ruined that. Sorry.
See if I notice what's happening.
Roll perception, Locke.
Okay. That's a 19.
You hear a creak.
Okay. So you head up to, once you've sort of discussed things with your mother a little bit, caught up. I'll sort of gloss over that. But basically, you learn that she's been using the teleportation circle to go back to Sevenora to get more supplies and more of her more furniture and things of that nature that she wanted to keep. And then she comes back here.
Sneaky. Risky, but cool.
It is risky, but it's using a teleportation circle that is in her house. And she left, and the few people in the bureaucracy up in the upper, like, rulership of Sevenora that actually somewhat cared for her, to the degree of, you've been in exile, you need to leave, have given her a little bit of wiggle room so that she can get the stuff that she needs before they just destroy her house. Or repurpose her house. One or the other.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Probably repurposed. They like their shit too much to break it.
Yeah.
True. So you head up.
That means I want to burn it all.
You head up to the loft where the bedding and all that stuff is, and you get ready to lay down and rest for the night. And
I
you
have my
notice
own room. And I was gonna use
Well, you
that,
don't
but,
necessarily have your own room so much as there's space in the wall for another bed.
Okay.
It's less of like rooms and doorways and more of just a sort of a much bigger apartment loft bedding area. Um, and you notice as you're getting ready to lay down for the night that Riven uh, tries to sneak her way down without getting noticed. She does well, but you notice her.
All right.
It's something
Oh,
along the
kind of
lines
a-
of it's quiet movements, but the shadow hits the candlelight in just the right way that you notice it and happen to look and see her.
Does she notice that I've noticed?
Hmm. If you don't move and wait for her to head down, probably not.
Uh, I'll just awaken to mind and say, "I see you."
What?
I wave. Hello.
Hi.
What you doing?
Um, taking Hollis out.
Is that bullshit?
Roll insight
Good
and
luck.
and bluff.
I got a match in that 20. I did not.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. Seems to be accurate. I mean, you don't necessarily know animals that well, but you wager your mother wouldn't want mess in the house. So
All right. Well,
That's fine. I'll try to be quiet coming back in.
all right.
She goes and makes her way outside.
And of course, in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, she's not coming back, is she? It's like the dad leaving for cigarettes and never coming back.
anyway, where are you going, Ruben? So
Is this a part where it would be appropriate for me to deafen myself so you can carry on with your secrecy in secret and just ping me when it's time for me to come back in?
Sure.
you want to do that?
Yeah, no, she goes out. She got Locke to his mom safely and stuff. And again, she doesn't know what to do. So she wants to go out and try to figure that out. She just doesn't want Locke around just in case if like something bad happens that she wouldn't have to be responsible.
Right.
She just wants to keep him safe.
Hmm.
And to keep him away from her just in case because it's like as like the travel is saying they're like there's a slight connection of friendship there and stuff and she just doesn't want anything bad to happen to that if he follows her.
Okay.
And
So
she
you
just
leaving town, going to anywhere specific? Where are you going?
she just goes out to town and stuff. Actually, no, she goes over to Julia's and kind of knocks on the door, see if she can actually stay there before heading out early in the morning. She would like sleep like behind the house or something if need be.
Yeah. So Julia, it takes a bit, and it's actually what was it, Kevin? I think.
I figured it was like 12 at night or
Yeah.
something.
It's rather late, so it takes a bit, but Kevin comes to the door to answer.
Hey, hi. Sorry.
You're
Is
fine.
do you mind if I hang around this place for the night?
Sure, go
I just
right
wanna give
ahead.
a heads up so you don't find it strange that I'm sleeping outside or anywhere.
You can sleep in here if you wish.
I mean, is there room?
We have a nice den and a couch.
Okay, well, thank you. And so, guess she goes in. Goes in and stuff, and just like, kind of the awkward, like, yeah, first time at this place, trying to be nice. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Not very good at social stuff, and
When I bring it back to Locke, I'll get it back to the morning, and he'll decide what he wants to do. But the morning comes
but
for
yeah. Because morning comes and the kids start waking her up.
well, the kids don't necessarily wake her up, but I mean they're making noise and pitter pattering around the place, but they're not super little, so it's not that bad.
Right.
They know better than to wake you up unintentionally, although they very much want to play with Hollis.
I'm sure Hollis is already awake and playing.
But yeah, they wake up in the
So, yeah.
morning. You wake up in the morning.
And like Julia's there, I guess.
They're giving you your space.
Well, she gets up and she like kind of join and like walks into the family. Be like, hey, thanks for letting me stay the night.
Gave us quite the sum of money early on, Ribbon. It's the least we could do.
Yeah. Well, I have no need for it. So, yeah, everything going okay here? I see they're getting a festival ready.
They are. Does Julia know
What?
the significance of midsummer for Ribbon?
Yeah. Like when asked, she would tell them and stuff. It's just like it's one of those things like, yeah, it's a thing. We make no big deal out of it.
Right. Most
So it's
people
just
don't.
like, yeah. I'm just like, yeah, she knows and stuff. Just we don't. Ribbon doesn't make a big deal about it, but
Yeah. Okay.
and stuff.
Are you going to hang around? Or are you going to leave off again?
I'm actually on my way out again. I just came to. I came back to Yukiege to make sure someone got here safely.
One of your friends?
Yeah, yeah. Split ways with another group. I mean, the rest, like two of the people that were in my group, but Locke, the small, skinny kid that was with me and stuff when we left. The half elf.
Right.
Yeah. I traveled with him back here. I was heading this way, but I didn't plan on stopping into town. A lot has happened over the last week. Kyle's not dead.
Really? Did you
I-
find her somewhere?
What was the name of the other town?
Caracol.
Yeah, I saw her in Caracal. She doesn't have any memories.
So what do you plan on doing?
I I don't know. I mean, I was angry at like goblinoids, then attacked Durvel, and I was trying to think of a way to deal with them, but I think I'm just more angry at myself that I couldn't be there for Cal, and then just seeing her there, I'm just alive again, but no memories. Just I'm really confused, and I don't know what to do.
I suppose going and talking with her brings up too many harsh memories of the past.
It doesn't like I don't know what if I sit there and tell her things of the past, I don't know if she'll remember them or not remember them. I'm just telling her stories and like I have to I relive those memories again and stuff and it's hard because because it's very painful and I'm suspecting like if you don't remember what happened and stuff, you don't get the full grasp of how bad it was. I'm scared to tell her that me and her were together again. I don't know what to do.
You want to know what I think?
What?
If I would hope that Cal is still the same person. She may not have the same memories, but she is the same person that she was before.
I mean, I don't know that.
I would think she is. And if she is, then she would have... How did she respond when you spoke with her?
Confused and told me she didn't remember.
Did she appear to not want to remember?
I was told that she wanted to talk to me, but I I wasn't ready to talk to her.
Do you need time away? Time to think? Time to...
I guess find answers or something. Again, I don't know. I'm just afraid if I go and attempt, I'm just going to be reminded that I failed her. That I wasn't there to help protect her and stuff. And
Didn't fail her,
I guess I'm
really.
more angry more at myself because I wasn't there with her.
Then the best thing that you can do, perhaps, give her time to think. Give yourself time to think. Focus on perhaps something else. Not the pain of the past. And then go back to her later. After both of you have had time to process. If she still wants to remember you, then you'll know that the Cal that used to be is still there.
Well, just because she wants to remember doesn't mean that she's the same cow for me. Yeah, she wants answers and stuff. It doesn't mean that things will go back to the way it was.
No, I'm not saying they would. I'm only saying that you have to give it a chance. You still want to be with her. Still want to know her. You can't just let her think that these fragmented thoughts are dreams.
Well, the thing is, she doesn't remember. So they're not fragmented or anything. At least I don't think. I don't know.
There's something still there if she
She,
still wants to talk to you.
she's just looking for answers of why she can't remember. And
What about your other friend, Locke? What does he have going on with him?
I mean, he he's running from some things and stuff, and he's trying to be better at some things. Like there's some leads that he wants to go follow up over in the capital. It's not. I don't think that's a direction for me that I should go. I just need to. It's so frustrating. I don't like not knowing what to do. It's just I'm feeling lost. Like, I want to be with Cal again, but I'm afraid that I'm going to fail her again, or she's not going to be the same. I'm just expecting of her when I shouldn't be, where I think she probably. I'm just worried I'm going to start failing a lot of people again.
Shouldn't go off on your own. Get away from others just because you feel.
Just because I feel what?
Just because you feel like you're going to fail them. Shouldn't
Well,
wander
I
off.
don't know what to do. I don't know the answers. I have no direction right now.
No direction concerning your issues with
What
Cal.
with Cal, or whether I want to go back to the group that I was traveling with, but I'm afraid that I'm going to lose them like I did everyone else in my party. If I even get close to them. It's just I've been through so much pain right now. I don't know how much more pain I can take. I I want to find answers. I I just don't know where to start looking.
Take some time here to rest. Gather your thoughts. Don't go wandering off.
Why shouldn't I go wandering off? You know I'm better out there in the wilderness than I am here in the town.
And who's to say that Locke wouldn't go off to try to find you as soon as he realizes you're gone? Puts him out there in the
Because
forest.
I tried convincing him to go with the others. And he's stubbornly followed me still.
For whatever reason, he trusts you more than you trust yourself.
And I've told him that. And Durval and Caberton are not the direction. I don't think those are the directions I need to go. I.
Do you
Alright, I'll
think
stay
do
for
you,
a couple of days.
do you think Locke could
But
handle Caverton on his own?
no, but the others were. Everyone. I don't know what the others decided, but when we originally left, we were heading here to Yukiege as a group. And then some things happened. I lost my trust in them, and I cut through a forest up here. I will stay up here for. I'll stay up here in town for 3 days. But after, I'm gonna go wander. Is that fair enough? Should be here for the festival and stuff. Is
Yeah.
that okay? Fair?
Alright. And if you wander off and
I promise to stay here for the 3 days. I won't try to sneak away.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking
Okay.
about your friend. If you choose to wander off in 3 days or leave in 3 days, tell Locke where you're going.
That's the thing. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just
You're-
gonna go wander and try to find answers. I don't know where to go first.
Alright.
Okay.
Why don't you feel as Caperton's a big place? You're not used to cities
It's a
as
big place. I don't like cities. It's too much people. Again, I don't think Catterton is the place I should go.
Do you know what you're looking for?
No, I don't know. I've said that multiple times already. I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know where to start. All I know is that I need to go and find answers. That's it. And I don't know.
Maybe the festival will help you unwind a little. Go to find your center again.
Mm. All right, fine.
I would like to see you.
I'm here. Hi. You can see me
I
clearly.
mean, during a festival. I remember when we had them in Durable.
Yeah.
I remember this times like this when you would be smiling. You would be enjoying
That's when I
time
had-
with.
That's when I had everyone. So far, you're my only friend from the past.
No, I'm not.
That remembers.
Spend some time here, Ribbon. We'll see where it
Alright.
goes.
Again, thank you for letting me stay here.
Like I said, it's the least we could do. You're always welcome here.
Well, have a good day. I should head back.
Alright.
And Ribbon goes back to where Locke is.
Hey!
Hey.
Sorry.
Alright, that took a little bit.
I noticed. I was watching Kung Pao and Medallion clips and noticed now.
So,
Anyway, alright.
So,
So,
what is my status?
Locke,
waking up.
for you, you wake up the following morning. You look over to Ribbon's bedroll. She has not slept in it. Very much at all.
Hmm.
Or you just think that she. Well, then again, she always gets up before Locke.
Right.
This is true, but she left in
It
the
looks
morning.
undisturbed.
She left in the middle of the night to go out with Hollis. He went to sleep, and I don't know what sort of check he would roll to discern whether or not he could tell that whether she came back. But
It'd probably just be intelligence, so I'll do that.
Investigation.
That 16,
Sure.
raw intelligence.
yeah,
It's not
that's
something-
that's
Why would she leave a bedroll?
very
Yeah.
true. That also helps. So yeah, she never came back to the bedroll. She never picked up the bedroll. It's still sitting where it was. And it's now morning.
I will head downstairs.
She is.
Hmm.
I'm guessing she's walking through the door at this time?
Probably.
Yeah.
I was like, I start to head for the door, and then Riven pops in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Riven. There you are. I gesture towards her bedroll. You, kind of left that here.
And she goes and picks it up.
I was worried for a minute, all right?
I'm fine.
For a second, I thought maybe you'd run off and just disappeared on me.
No.
Well, I can see that you're here now. How are you this morning?
I'm okay.
All right.
Are you this morning?
It's too early to tell. I just got up.
Any
Your mother has
breakfast?
your mother has some semblance of breakfast, by the way.
Oh, okay. Breakfast.
I'm going to go eat.
Is there enough for me to join you guys?
I mean,
She's
For-
like being an awkward guest. Like she
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
want to intrude, but
She's made some for you too, and Hollis.
yep,
okay.
yep. Yeah, you're probably good. Come on.
Okay.
Head down.
All right. So your mother will turn to
Like-
you as you're eating breakfast. So what do you two plan on doing then?
I don't think the plan's changed, has it? Spend a few days, get our heads together, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Taking some downtime, as we could use it. I'll take another bite of whatever it is Mom's made. I don't know.
Yeah.
An elvish dish.
It's not quite an Elvish dish. It's
Whatever she can.
yeah, it's
The
fine.
local delicacy, I guess.
All right. And I think with that, we will end the much longer session there, and you guys will be
Perfect.
potentially enjoying the festival that is tomorrow.
And taking some in-game downtime. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So we will do a sign out, and I would like to have a small little thing with you peoples afterwards.
Okay.
Did we like completely go off rails from what you were expecting or something?
Probably.
Kinda. But there's a way that I can be made to make it work. I just need to discuss things out of character to see if it could still work out that way.
All right.
Um,
Well, who's doing the next time and the predictions?
I will do the actual second part, and the
Knives can do the next time bit
Yeah,
because
so-
I did the recap last
Yeah,
earlier. So
Do that.
yeah, that works.
give all three
Yeah.
people a chance to speak a thing.
All right.
So next time on Shadows.
The group gets to enjoy the wonders of the Midsummer Festival, and we see where things go from there. Alrighty. That did not go the way that I wanted it to, but that's fine.